Whoa! Welcome, gits. All right, guys. We're here at the Hobby Green Mean Hangout. Let's get some questions going. Let's get some lists written, and let's get some homin done. We got Get the Crump, Tides to start, Plan is to conquer. All right. As in tomorrow, I got a game. So we got to see what's getting on. Getting on. So if you're in this hobby, if you're in this hobby chat, feel free to let me know what you're hopping on. Asking questions about lists. We got all that open. We got access to everything. We have a list builder right here open too. I can listen to what you guys want. For units you guys want to see me use tomorrow. Be sure to add them to my list. If I got them, which I lack some Forge World.
And what are you hobbying on today?
All right, now I'm hobbying on a bunch of Squig Hog Boys, at least 9 my Kit Bash Squig Beast Boss on Squigosaur. So I took the knob on Smasher Squig, and then oh shoot, this guy's attached to him. Sorry. Then my commando didn't wanna go. This is sorry, I'm bad with the camera. All right, my Beast Boss took an AOS dude. Stick this guy on there. Boom. That way I can run a Beast Boss and Mazrog at the same time. Because I have a Mazrog as well, ready to go. And then I got a bunch of Squig Hog Boys. I need a base, as you can see, as they're painted, but they need a base. And guys, I got a color. The bases of. Right? So like a lot of people, really close to getting done, but to really be tournament ready and battle ready, you need basing done as well. Ideally beautiful one. And Def Copters. Yeah. I like that they have Def Copters out, guys. If you didn't know, that used to be in a Black Reach box and kit that GW discontinued. And then if you didn't have Def Copters, you just didn't have them. And you had to find them online because they weren't available from GW to get Def Copters for a bit. So if you got them, be happy. And that's why it's pretty cool that GW added them to the Combat Patrol to really make up for that quote unquote sin, right? Or lack of. So yeah, Def Copters, and they look really good. The GW made them look even better. So very cool, very cool. And welcome back, everybody. I appreciate anybody who decided to come back after the last video or just showed up, right? Come give us some criticism or some love. Let's talk list. Tell me what you want to see as I have a game going on, and I want to hear what the community wants people to use, even if you aren't using them. Maybe you're thinking they suck, you know? I'll try them out. I don't care. What's up? And then what else Chana Pony say? Okay, David.
Other MVP,
Did he say that?
Oh, I thought you had acknowledged it.
No.
Okay, units that have performed admirably for me. Knobs, 10-man unit, a war boss, all of them with big choppas except boss with the power claw.
Okay. I like that you did it as a whole because I really like it. Did you not choose the power claw because they weren't WYSIWYG, or was it because you really wanted accurate hits more? Well, what was that? I really like to know why you did that, but I really like the knobs with the war boss. And big choppers look really cool. So, and you might be muted.
All right. Other MVP, Pain Boy. I did roll a 6 for his mortal wounds twice. It allowed me to one-shot a captain in Chermy armor and then 2 Chermies, sitting in a squad of 20 boys.
That's friggin' that he got in there and he was like, let me get a piece of this, right? If a Pain Boy could get a piece of a Space Marine, that would be horrific for Space Marines, right? You know, everybody, if you know Space Marines, they got a gene seed. That's essentially what the apothecary's purpose is. He goes out there and gets it. So if a Pain Boy did get in there and inject him in there, mortal wounds in there, dude, he might have just corrupted that dude's gene seed. That's a horrific death. So I love that, and Terminator deserved that. So he said a 20-man. What was that? Then 2 Termies sitting in a 20-man. See, that's awesome. Yeah, also because the feel no pains that we were talking about, right? People were hating on 20-man units boys. I never hate on something that has access to a 5-up invul and 5-up feel no pain. There we go.
And Joel got 12 of these awesome models.
Those awesome models. Yes. I think he was talking about the Squig Hog Boys.
Or is he talking about the knobs?
We're talking about the knobs. I think he meant the Squig Hog Boys because 12 they come in packs units of 3 traditionally, or the sergeant as well. So I think he was talking about. David seems off, but we got that in. Welcome guys who joined. It's Hobby hang out. Tell me what you're hanging on, hobbying on. Some lists maybe you want to see, some units you want to see me. I'm gonna play a game tomorrow. Throw in some ideas of units you want to see, maybe that aren't that common. You know, everybody's talking about Beast Boss, Beast Snaggle Boys. I know they're good. We can use that, but even more. You know, whatever. Those shout outs.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity to do some research and development. If
Yes.
you guys want to see something that
Yes.
maybe you guys don't own, or just want to see how it works on the table before trying it yourself,
I'll do it.
yes,
I'll use them all, even the Stomper. But it's not even. Honestly, I want an excuse. All right, so WYSIWYG. I always play WYSIWYG. Exactly. I understand you. I will maybe with Cleveland I'm close to. If I'm practicing for tournaments, I won't, just because I want to, before I do the kit bashing or getting new models, I want to make sure it's worth it. But if I'm playing just casually, I really, really like playing WYSIWYG. It makes everything easier, you know? Just, I got what I got. Let's have fun.
And, Joel says he was talking about the Blackreach Coptas, that he owns 12 of those.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, that's awesome. I only have 6, right? So I didn't actually have access to the Solid Black Reach box, but as soon as I got into the hobby, those were one of the models. I was like, wait a second, why can't I get these? And I just waited on eBay and slowly started to collect them. So yeah. And like Channel Pony was saying with the WYSIWYG, I mean, don't be discouraged. Like if you're not WYSIWYG all the time, you know, we're just saying if, you know, once you get to a point where you have an abundance of stuff, you're like, yeah, you know, I'm going to play WYSIWYG when I can sometimes. And especially if it's painted, you like it, right? But if you can't, it's fine. Don't beat yourself up and stuff like that. Especially if it's people you know, they won't care. So it's always good to make it worth your time. But I do love Squeeze. And he does love Squeeze. Yes. I am so glad GW introduced more squig type units into our line. Right? And as for, let's pull up a list builder maybe. Just because I'm thinking, let's start getting some ideas for this list, guys. Because I see people are here. Let's just get some involvement, all right? So for anybody that wants to know, what I don't have a ton of is I don't use a bunch of Forge Worlds, so sorry, we can't do that. And yeah, other than that, we can just start throwing some stuff out. The list you guys want to start seeing, maybe some units. You know, if you guys want to see maybe a horde, maybe a theme, a horde list. Maybe you guys want to see me try Speed Wall, the one that maybe one of the ones that I talked about. You know, there's so many things we could do, or just a list of units people want to see out. Maybe you're not sure about burner boys, maybe, or maybe you're not sure about mech guns. You know, stuff like that. Maybe you want me to say, hey man, I'm tired of you not talking up commandos. Use them right now. Okay. Use them. I can do the war snaggle bombs. Come on. Let's go, guys. Get them that war energy flowing. Throw it out there. I ain't scared. I ain't scared of playing a theme, and I ain't scared of playing competitive. It's all on the table. And tell me what you're hobbying on. What's going on?
I don't know. Joel Atkins, my buddy, gave me his Orks from the Blackreach back in the day. He wanted the Marines for Firehawk Army.
Oh, and he gave them to you. Gosh, right. That's crazy. Not going to talk too much about my personal experience, but I was given a bunch of Orks when I got into the hobby. You know, there was an incident that happened, and some people decided, hey, I'm going to help you out and give you some models to start with. And they were like, we're not playing Orks because for whatever the reason they didn't want to. You know, some people really, they like Orks because they're fun, as in the theme of them, and their unique kind of role and style in the universe is they're the only comedic relief. But at the same time, to me, they're a bit more harder of an army to use and collect. Therefore, I can see why people get into it and then immediately stop. Or they get it so far into it and they're like, you know what, I'm just not doing this, right? So that I ended up being blessed where people gave me stuff too. So whenever that happens, it's a blessing, you know, from Gork and Mork.
And that actually happens more often than you think. That's one of the great things about this hobby is how just generous people are, especially the newcomers. Because I was gifted a really good Battle Force box my first year. I'd only been in the hobby for like a month.
I remember that.
I know that was one of the more expensive ones, and it was just such a nice gesture. And, we also have a friend that had an incident where someone broke in his car and took all his models, and this was the collection he had for how many years?
I think he played in second edition, if not you know, at least.
Yeah, so
Fifth.
we're talking like a decade there of models, and someone just took that, and couple of the guys at the local shop got together and essentially bought him everything he was missing plus some. So it's a
And
very beautiful
a store,
community.
Grognard, I think they actually helped put together that as well, I believe.
Yes.
If not from GBW themselves. We can talk to him as well. It's Frank. He's been on our channel before. But
Box from the ops.
he got a bunch, yeah. So he's the one that actually received that happened to him. So it was great. It was actually a great reach out. He lost a huge army, and he got a huge army almost completely in donation in return. He just lost all that hobbying. So yeah, it's a great community in general.
Right. Joel would love to see the speedwall in action.
The speedwall. Right. I've been having the speedwall in my mind because no one else does. I know it's gonna be so hard to like consistently win. Unless because it is almost a skew into people. So at some point it is getting ran no matter what. We're gonna be doing bat report summaries soon, just to start off. That way we get that content out there, and of course upgrade as we go. But we don't want to put out a bad 2,000 point battle report completely. So a summary, that way it's not completely a waste of your guys' time or hard for you guys to swallow, and yet you can still get the return on information from our games.
I don't know if you're sounding well, but you're speaking a little lower than.
Okay. And then what was going on?
And then Channel Pony R&D. Your unit of 3 mech guns plus big mech with a shock attack gun. I don't own the mech guns, and I'd love to see that in action. You had talked about that one in one of your first videos.
Yeah. And I was thinking about him too. We play with heavy GW terrain, but I could still utilize that. So I'm down to put that in my list because you don't see it on a bunch of lists as most people favor other leaders. But I'm down. I do own him, and I do own 3 mech guns. What kind of weaponry would you like to see, right? Can I choose? I mean, I can choose. That's fine. I would probably go for the custom mega blasters just because I like to have a bit more shots since I'm still hitting on 4s. The smasher guns I feel like don't get enough shots, but the Bubba Chucker isn't terrible. I can see people wanting that. Art of War talked up that tractor cannon. I don't know, but not my thing. But yeah, I would go towards the custom mega blasters. So we got a couple for the speed wall. We got a couple here towards the mech guns, which is pretty awesome. You can induce that battle shock from the shock attack gun. So I mean, it's not reliable, but it's fun. And giving that enemy that thought, blasting someone off the table from across the table, having that a little bit of anti-armor for not too much of an investment, getting you're going to most likely also have mechs like trucks or maybe a battle wagon or other thick models on the army that if someone decides to just start shooting at your mech guns, they're probably not shooting at other reliable things that they want to kill or some other things you really like that they would prioritize to kill. So yeah, I definitely like the mech guns. Would love to see them. But speed wall is a speed wall or a mech wall, even though that's not the meta. I don't care. I got my Gorkanaut. I got my Morkanaut actually. I got my Morkanaut completely painted. Got my Stomper completely painted. I got a bunch of Death Dreads of variations. I got multi-arms. I got Flamers. I got Rocket Boys with arms. I got Killicans. I know some people really like Killicans, even though to me, their lack of mobility, they're being very kind of slow, kind of bothers me. And there's a lot of stuff that's equivalent toughness nowadays. Their strength 8 doesn't punch as good as it used to, considering everything else went up in the meta and strength. So the toughness, and they stayed the same. So even though they do give AP and high strength and damage, it's just slightly just not high enough. And considering how much they cost now as well, just nah. Killicans aren't my favorite competitively, but for a mech wall, I don't care. I'm running them. I'd outflank them. I don't care.
Oh, Joel suggesting speed mech wall.
Speed mech wall. So how would you break that down intellectually, right? Let's say I'm really, really trying to win, right? You have to get redundancy in mech. That way the anti-armor they can't just shoot through you so quickly that you're irrelevant. And if you have a speed wall, you have to have a lot of bikers. So let's start with bikers, just because. Right? A speed mech wall, never heard, don't care. That's just what it's gonna be, right? Anyway, in a This is because in an actual WAAAGH, guys, if you're reading like let's say you read the book Brutal Kunnin, right? How a WAAAGH works is a bunch of clans get together and they come in what I call waves, right? What we call bonsai charges, or in waves, as you heard me talk about some WAAAGH tactics before. So that is actually really innate to have like different kinds of like WAAGH and units that are in the same war battlefield on a planet at the same time. They might not all be in the same location, but they will be working together because that's what a WAAGH is a conglomeration of Ork tribes. Usually there is one majority one because that's the war boss that's in charge of all, the war chieftain, and he's in charge of all the other walls. Smaller tribes, war bosses, but there's still the diversity of war bosses, you know. So I mean trans war clans. And what's going on here? Oh, David's a 3.
Well, Channel Pony said you saturate the field with cheap buggies and killicans plus mech guns.
I own
How many?
I have 6 that are painted, and then I own 8 killicans. So I don't actually have 9. But regardless, let's go with just 6 of them for now, just because to make it easy for my mind. Well, what did he say? Did you put that on the table? He said you saturate the field with cheap buggies, killicans, mech guns. Put the mech guns on there. Let's see how that looks. These guys are just throwing things out there. We're gonna throw it out there, and then we'll work it around, guys. So anybody that's watching, like, that looks horrific. Don't worry, guys. We build it up, and then we pick it apart, right? So start throwing them on there. Let's see. A battle wagon. If you put a battle wagon, you need something to go in it. Just so you're saying. So, or just in hindsight. Buggies, yeah, we can put some buggies, but only the reliable ones, considering that they're getting, we're gonna not have a lot of points for them left over. So you would probably start with the indirect squig buggy and possibly the custom Musa blaster for reduced hit by 1. That way, whatever you have as mech, the truck.
2.
Yeah, just go 2. It'll be your anti-infantry at range. Forget it. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Mech guns. Let's go. Okay. We're getting some juices flowing here. Anybody else that tunes in, throw it in. Right now, we're deciding if we want to do a speed mech WAAGH, which is like a mixture of mech and speed, kind of like 2 waves. The fast stuff comes in, not too easy to dislodge, followed by a slight gun line of slightly thicker speed units, and then followed by the actual beef, which would be everybody else. How many points here we are right now here?
3 mech guns?
Yeah, the 3 mech guns and the shock attack gun, because he said he wants that. It's funny.
All right, so we're at
only 1,000.
1040.
Okay, so this is a little bit of what we're running, and then we'll put some. You put a war boss on there already?
I was building a skeleton just with like a war boss, some Gretchen before we started.
Okay.
So he can remove.
If you guys want to throw in what leaders you guys want to see as well in this mech WAAGH, if I get to choose freely, or if you guys want to see thematic ones, right?
We have the mech guns.
Because we can still make it work, even if it is thematic, right? There's ways to make it work. You will need the units additionally. We have about 1,000 points left over. Let's keep going. And we keep hobbying. If you're new into the chat, tell us what you're hobbying on. Remember, we have Discord. Throw it in the Discord. Show people. I really want to see other creativity, because our community has great creativity, right? I was also looking at the meta watch, you guys, right? At the stats, 40kstats.com. There was about 856 Ork games played, and we had a 53% win rate last time we checked, right? So our index is still doing pretty good in the overall meta of the community. So we don't have as many games in, maybe as obviously Space Marines or Necrons, but that's because those are obviously super powerful indexes. So people are gravitating towards what the super powerful. But don't be discouraged. If you're having a little strength, like a little difficulty in your little meta, just know at this moment we're doing okay in the overall 40k stats. So he said, Death Killer War Trike. He said 2. Well, we can do the War Boss and him, right? He's a little cheap. The War Boss is a little cheaper. I own him, and he's also painted. I like to try to go completely painted Channel Pony. The 1 trike and the 1 War Boss and Mega Armor. Well, I mean the War Boss on bike. I'll put him, and then the Death Killer War Trike. Sorry, I said the Mega Armor on my own. That was random.
So this is right then, War Boss.
Yeah, he'd be on bike, but he's not in this sheet,
yeah.
So we'll add him. He's
How many points
he's 85, I believe. 85. So I'll look him up to be sure, but I'm pretty sure he's 85. So yeah. The Death he does something similar to the Death Killer War Trike. He just doesn't have the utility of being a giant base, right? Okay. All right, guys. So we're kind of getting something here, a little expensive, a little fast. let's keep going, David, with this list. What do you
Joel's
got in mind?
asking, do you think they'll give the character keyword to the deaf trike?
I believe so. They seem to go hand in hand. You mean, I think he's saying the leader. I get what you're saying, the characteristic. Yes, but yeah, I get what you're saying. That yeah, I believe they really will give it to that. Give it to them, and it's a mistake. We'll see in a few weeks when they come out with another errata and everything like that, guys. You know, it looked like they really just wanted to run up and punch Eldar in the head and punch Indirect in the head and punch Knights in the head, get them down to make the meta healthy. Seems like they directly went towards that. They didn't really try to focus on the other factions too much when they went towards the changes, and then they just went straight for towering. So if you're like, oh man, they didn't adjust the questions we had, it looks like they had a real priority right there, right? They're trying to save the game competitively to an extent. So
yeah, it was something that they could push out immediately if they just targeted certain keywords that were really causing problems.
Yeah, so
just a quick fix.
We'll get an answer, but I would favor yes, we will get it.
Yeah, I think so too, especially because he has the war boss keyword, and war bosses are leaders, so it only makes sense that he would get leader keyword too.
So if we have these characters, we need to make those biker units larger. So at least make 2 of them 6-mans at least. At least. All right. So now we need to think of utility, guys, right? We need to think, how are we going to score? How are we going to actually interact in the game? Have secondaries, etc. We're having do we want more mech? It looks like right now we're kind of speed heavy. We did the mech guns, we did the killicans, but what other kind of thickness are we putting on the field? Are we going for a Morkanaut? Oh god, went up on points. I don't know if I'm feeling him anymore, but he's beautiful, so I love him. But
kill rig.
I'm gonna say kill rig. That could be our battle line. Throwing some beast boys in there. We can start going there. We can go mega knobs for the mech utility of it. We can go battle wagon and throw actual normal boys in there with the feel no pain. Make it kind of fun like that. I got Def Dreads. If you say Def Dreads, I would say I would go for at least one with 4 arms and then maybe one with 2 rockets and 2 rockets, 2 arms if we choose Def Dreads. Channel Pony say Def Dreads? Yeah, Channel Pony said Def Dreads. All right, Def Dreads going on the list. Plug at least 2, right?
Chef on Fire is also suggesting the big mech with shock attack gun and some shock jump dragsters.
Oh, a shock jump dragster. Okay, so let's see. We have, I think, do we already have the mech guns on there?
Yes.
We do. But we should. He's right though. We didn't add the shock attack gun. He needs to be on there as well. Yeah. Thank you for pointing out we didn't add him because he was supposed to be added. People have been questioning him. We'll find out what he does or how he does. I'm not scared. Okay, we're still at 1355, guys. All right, getting kind of thick. Well, you got 2 Def Dreads in there? I say we need 2. Right. You can just have 1. Unless you guys think we should have 1. I'm going to say one of them's going to have 4 arms and one of them's going to have rockets and arms just because I want to have a little diversity. Or we could do Scorchers. Scorchers might actually be good. That way we have a reason to Overwatch with 2 of them possibly. Okay. 2 because 2 flamers on them, I mean, and 2 arms. So we got the mech guns, we got 2 units of 6 bikes, we got a small unit of war bikers, we got 2 Def Dreads, we got a shock attack gun, we have 2 rocket truck squig buggies, war boss on the bike, so that'd be 15 more points. And then I think he's at least 15 more points. And then the Death Killer War Trike. We'll put in their enhancements a little later. We are going to need some infantry. So we might need to start getting trucks and battle line guys maybe here. Or if you guys want a actual battle wagon, I got my Death Roller on them. More meat on the table because we're not looking too thick, but we are looking kind of fast other than the killicans, right? But they'll be kind of more of a turn 3. What is that? Def Copters? Def Copters. They have Deep Strike. So good for this scenario too. Yeah, they fit the theme of the list. I'll put them. They might get cut for just straight up Storm Boys, but I'll put them for now. They are kind of expensive, but they do fit the utility, so I'm still gonna put them. Just 3 Def Copters for now. Neither just a little expensive, but they go with the theme. So then, yes. Well, how many points are we at right now?
We're at 1,700 right now, and I added the 5-man storm.
All right, we got 300 points left. So we don't have a ton of meat on this list yet, guys. We do have some meat though. I mean, we have some decent little armor saves, but so far the highest toughness here is T9.
Chanaponi
Let's start
saying
looking.
no infantry, no transports. Those are too classic. Except Gretchen. Those are a must.
Okay. Remember, guys, do we want to win? Do we want to win? Or am I just out here to just exist? Remember, we want to have utility, possibly win in mind while still playing to what we have. Not just going out there and existing necessarily, right?
More buggies.
But
more?
we could stay away from the typical truck spam. I'll say, yeah, we could stay away from the typical truck spam though, for sure. As for no infantry, maybe Storm Boys as the exception, as they're not really on foot. Ha ha ha. All right. And he said more buggies. We did get the recommendation of the dragster,
Yes.
but I would, if limited to one, if we add one, and maybe what kind of infantry do we have? Do we have any infantry leaders at all? No, we don't want no squigosaurs, guys. No, I guess they don't fit the list. No war boss and mega armor. No mega knobs. It looks like on this list. No knobs. So pretty much moving away from all the stuff people are traditionally using right now. So this could be one iteration of a list. Well, let's finish building it up anyways, because we can keep building more lists, but this could be one, and then we'll compare them and say like what is ridiculous and what is feasible, right? So what else, David, are you thinking here? More Storm Boys for some speed, or would the chat hate me for more boys, right? For more Storm Boys, excuse me, not boys on foot.
What's our hard hitting unit here?
Hardest hitting, our Death Dreads could kinda War Bikers don't really punch up. Yeah, so that's what I mean. We're not like I just said, Killer Cans only really punch a strength 8 right now. So we don't have anything that punches super strength up right now. Right?
Right.
So we could
take all.
He said mega armor mech and mega knobs work. Okay, we can put the mech and the mega knobs. That's utility. Throw that in there. That could hold an objective. What'd you say?
Add it or instead of something?
We'll just add it now, and then we'll start taking stuff apart as we we'll just throw in what chat's saying, and then as we break this down, we'll see what still kind of fits the theme yet, or maybe hasn't planned what doesn't have utility, just kind of exists in the battlefield.
Yeah, because we could try to make all these ideas work.
We just
have to stick to certain themes on certain lists just to fit everything.
Or just so they have a plausibility to play the game. Or remember, guys, we're gonna make more than one list. So if we decide not to add these mega knobs here, we can add them to another list. It doesn't matter. We're just throwing stuff out there. Big Mech and the mega knobs. You ever say 5-man? Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, we're still
okay.
35 points.
Oh, I mean the only thing
enhancement time?
I don't know that all that would be an enhancement after that. And then what we get? Channel Pony said Zagstruck to join Storm Boys. I would also say maybe 10.
10. We gotta start dropping something.
You said you want to drop something? What do you want to do?
Well, we'd have to. We only have 35 points left.
For what are you trying to drop? Oh.
If you were suggesting a 10-man Storm Boy with extra. Oh, you were saying it.
Oh, I was reading. He was writing that as well. Yeah, he was reading that as well.
And he's also saying, all right, it's a little difficult because I'm trying to. Also, give a try to 2 more shock attack guns without any supporting units. You might be surprised that your opponent will ignore them long enough for them to make their points back.
Possibly, but I'm gonna try to not get too far off the path with just spamming one particular unit, even if it's a leader. And I want to try some combos or different kind of units out as well. So I will bring at least one, and he's going to go with a big mix right now. And then maybe in the future we use more. I get what you're saying, because some people might be like, nah. But if they do have some kind of like firepower that can move quickly and get to them, that could easily be ways to give up assassinate and stuff. So I wouldn't really advise doing that unless you're really just trying to be super creative, right? Because this is supposed to be with a mind of playing to win still, right? So what are you looking at here, David?
I'm trying to starting to think.
I'm not saying you can't win with that, guys. I'm just saying for consistent winning more reliably, right? Because it could be a matchup where nobody does anything about those shock attack guns, and they go hard and they shoot someone and destroy them. And there might be one where they have like land speeders and they just take an angle on them and immediately annihilate him with just small arms fire. So
So then is the idea is the mega knobs are going to be on foot, or are we going to?
You can outflank them, but they
Outflank
could be on
okay.
foot. Yeah, I mean they get a 4-up invuln to range with that guy in their unit. The thing is, like a lot of people have expressed already in the Discord and in chat that I've seen, the issue with this unit, in my opinion, is that they're unreliable to deliver damage, considering they hit on 4s because the Big Mac does not give them +1 to hit. So this is more of like an anchoring unit, right? You move it up, it holds an objective, or you outflank it, and it holds that side of the board and threatens your enemies. But it can't actually reliably murder someone if it's hitting it on 4s, in my opinion, even if you do exploding 5s. But that will help to do exploding 5s. I'm just setting it out there. When you set this combo up, keep in mind it plays almost a different kind of role, with the fact that it is hitting on 4s the majority of its punches. Actually, with all its punches. I'm just saying, without a war boss or someone above him, they're gonna be hitting on 4s with that big mech. Were you gonna discuss the shock attack gun? In case someone don't know off the top of their head what his attitude is?
I was gonna say though, we got no battle line.
That's what I was gonna say too. I mean, if the rest of the chat wants to say, what do you guys think? You want to see some battle line on this list, or should it go 0? We could do a 20 brick boys with the in the battle wagon. That's still thematically sound. There's always just random boys that want to be stuck onto some mechanized mechanized machine of destruction.
Oh, this Death Jar didn't update.
And what else are you guys hobbying on?
Actually over points.
That was at 0?
Yeah, was it? I don't know. It's not changing. There we are. We're over.
Oh, no, we're over. Oh, that was looking too good to be true.
Yeah, right.
How many are we over? 115?
115.
Isn't that exactly what Death Copters cost?
Yes.
Ouch. But we could look at what enhancements do we want though? Oh, right now they don't have. Right now they don't have the ability to get enhancements though. Ooh, so would we play this with or without enhancements on those characters?
I think for sure the Death Cop does, because we do have another deep strike threat here with the Storm Boys. So let's at least get to 2,000.
Okay.
And then
let's see what your work.
Is this a Gretchen unit we're looking at for enhancements?
I mean, it just depends on how the chat feels. I think who I play casually really believe the person who I play casually right now, he strongly believes that they are just missing the keyword and they should get enhancements. So I'm on the, but right now I don't know how people are playing it in the community as much. I think most people are assuming they're going to get it. I'm pretty sure you're going to get it.
The War Trike?
And the War Boss, both of them.
Oh, the War Boss, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think they're both going to get it, so I will play with it. So, yeah, I would say we could get I would say for sure we can get enhancements on them. And who would you want to give up? Gretchen? Hey, we need Gretchen. Didn't you read the chat, bro? We need Gretchen. Yeah. What else do we want to drop, chat? Because right now we're looking expensive. We're looking thick.
I think we should keep the War Bikers for sure.
I kind of want to drop one Killican unit, but that's because I'm a Killican hater a little bit right now.
We could drop Killicans.
No, but they fit the theme. We have a little bit of what? We have the rugged trucks, quick buggies. If we drop it to a shock attack gun, a dragster with the custom. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the custom, the dragster shock attack blaster.
Chat here from Console Peasant 20. Thanks for the last video. I bought a Orc Combat Patrol and Thraka and had no idea what I was doing or what I needed to get next. It's almost too much to jump into, but the last video helped. Cheers.
Yeah! Oh, that's exactly what we want to hear. I appreciate you saying that, and I'm really glad it could help to an extent. Gaz is freaking beautiful. I really like the model, and I had the old model, and I just use him as another Mega Knob now. But yeah, that I like Combat Patrol. Very fun as you work to 1,000 points. I didn't add Gaz to my 1,000 list, but go ahead because you're getting to 1,000 points faster. He's super fun. And as your collection grows, he will give you just a good feeling of having your centerpiece model right in there that you can just be like, I love this guy. He's what most of the lore is kind of based around right now. And I don't know if you have heard the lore, or I don't know if chat wants to know a little bit about books, but yeah, I would say there's that Gaz Thraka book that's on Audible. Go ahead and bam, try that book out. I liked it, and it gave you the storyline from a unique perspective, I'm not gonna root it at all. I would just say it's unique perspective, and go ahead and like give it a shot for real. Yeah. So if you haven't heard the Gaz book, it's on Audible. Go ahead and try that out also if you're a little new like that. And thank you for your comment. That's sick. I'm really glad that helped you.
Yeah, thanks for the compliment. And that was the spirit of the video there. We remember what it was like being new to Warhammer. It's a lot of information to take
And
in at
Orks,
once.
man. Oh, and Orks, dude. It's so much like you just said. Like you don't know. You just start grabbing stuff you liked, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, what am I doing with this? And then you look at the meta, and you're like, all right, I guess I'm doing the meta now. And then by the time you put it together and get your first coat of primer on it, meta changes, points changed. So it's like, nah, man. I think it's better we just make armies and lists is what we got. And you'd be surprised how much better at the game you get when you have to make stuff work based off how the data sheet works and what you have. Like you might not be winning every game or running immediately to tournaments, but you can still show up to RTTs with something like that and get games in, and you'll become a better player. I promise you. When you have to start making stuff work, you do start becoming a better player instead of going towards whatever is just Math Hammer related. Not that I'm saying don't Math Hammer. Math Hammer is awesome, right? I'm just saying, is as the hobby as a whole, not always just about winning or losing. It's about having a great game and enjoying what you're playing with, and enjoying that you painted it. You could put it on the table and still enjoy it, and not just be like, well, it looks good, but I'm put it on the shelf because everybody says it sucks and it's D tier. Like, no, don't think about that. Just try it, see how it goes, and then if your local meta is getting wrecked, maybe you need different terrain overall as a whole, and you haven't thought about it, or maybe it really is just that bad, and you just try something else later. So you have fun painting it, hopefully.
All right, and Soil Police in the chat. I just took all rocket list, dreads, cans, coptas, and burnas into GSC for the first game of 10th. Rocket fell flat. He was building it up. I thought I was gonna
dude. That God, dude. All right, if you who just said that? A full
Soil Police.
Soil Police again. That was hilarious. If you've read the book Brutal Cunning, you just reminded me of the moment when the rocket was shot at the AdMech guy. That was how that felt right now in my mind. Like really hyped me up right there, dude. And then all of a sudden you're like, fell flat, didn't do anything, missed every shot as expected. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I am, because I like a lot of those models you just said, and I'm glad you went on a limb and tried it. Like that's what I'm saying. So Soil, if you just got here, we were putting lists up. If you want to start assisting or giving ideas for kind of units you want to see me try or list themes, this is a speed mech list where we were trying to kind of put a cohesion of units together that maybe fit a theme but yet have two different styles in them at once. But we can go with something completely different. We can go with just a boy mob. We can go with a mech wall, or we can go with an MSU style army. I mean, whatever. A Beast Naga army to an extent. I don't have a ton of Beast Naga boys. I have 20 currently painted, but I do have more that I need to be hobby done. And then I have 2 beast bosses on Squigosaur, 9 beast hog riders, 9 and 2 of the knobs on Smasher Squigs right now. And tell me what you're hobbying on. So yeah, and I've been hearing, I heard someone mention a Pain Boy earlier. Oh yeah, I think Channel Pony who was saying that, but the Pain Boy, they put that. See, I like someone's using the Pain Boy in there. I really like the idea of the Feel No Pain as well. I don't know how super competitive it'll be and everything like that, but for casual play, that's gonna mess people's math up, man. When you call WAAAGH and those boys have a 5-up involt and a 5-up Feel No Pain and double OC, now they don't run away. You have to kill everyone.
Yeah, that was awesome. Channel Pony talking about how he played an MVP for him.
Yeah,
and rolled the 6s for Mortals twice.
He said that over the knobs. So I mean, I know that he did it WYSIWYG because the big choppas, but still, that's pretty awesome. So shout out to that, and shout out to Soil Police for hyping me up.
Joel Atkins, getting better is about putting in the reps, even if it's not optimal.
Exactly. That's why you just start getting your collection going as you favor whatever you're building and painting. You'll naturally gravitate towards whatever's happening. You might be 1,200 points into whatever list you were looking at from my video, and then go, you know what? But I like buggies, and I'm gonna finish this last 500 points with some buggies, and then eventually I'll move into a speed wall for 1,000 points. That way I can play both styles. It might just end up being like that. Never know. That's the thing about being an orc. We have a vast collection, a lot of creativity. You might just get inspired from seeing some awesome stuff on Discord. So yeah, go into what you like. Don't ever just try to chase the meta. I promise you guys, I chased the meta for a little bit. I did competitively. Competitive play is very fun. I'm not discouraging anybody that plays competitively. I'm just saying you don't want to prioritize it right away, at least not everybody, when you're first getting into the hobby, because what it really comes down to is getting your models built and painted. And then you can start looking at, tournaments a little bit more clearly a little bit and being like, okay, if I want to compete for real, I know how to paint. I know how to put these together. I know how long it takes, right? Then you can get an overall like game plan, right? Well, wars are won on logistics, so everybody has a plan until poop hits the fan. So, yeah, think about that in mind. You can get a bunch of armies and it can be completely the meta, but you might be like, dude, I don't even have the time to put, let's say the meta is a bunch of boys, right? To put a bunch of boys together, right? But you could have the time to put one battle wagon together that's a bunch of points and, one kill rig and then 20 boys, and then spread those guys out and enjoy both of them.
Yeah, just go with what you like. You don't want to get caught in that race to catch up to the meta, because it is going to change a lot more than we're used to with all the updates that GW is promising.
I mean, yeah, and how long do they want free rules to last? I'm just saying, let's be honest. How long do they want free rules to last, really, right? So whatever we know and we learn right now might just change by the time we really get into it. So let's have fun. Yeah. That's what I'm doing, guys. That's why I'm like, you know what, man? I'm a green tide on somebody. What's going on? I'm getting sick of this. So yeah, green tide is one of the armies I'm gonna try. Another version of the speed wall I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna just spam out a bunch of bikes, make 3 fat units of bikes, maybe even make a knob biker unit. Now that Forge World released that. Mm-hmm. So I like how he did that. So let's move over to what other sheets do we have? I think what's that one? Right next to it.
What is this one?
Mm-hmm. What is this? Is this a skeleton of a list? Let's look down.
Double war balls.
Oh, this is a flat 2,000 point list. Okay. I must have written this list at some point when I was just hanging out with this open in this sheet. So we can look at this. Let's evaluate this list now with a little bit of time under there. Because I've been using the Warhammer app, not the Google Sheets as much. I just have this up here that we have that's easier at our disposal for this screen sharing. But I use the app as well. So you'll see on Discord, we share through the GW app when we share our list.
I think we built this one on stream, huh?
We might have. What do you think? Or one similar. This is when we built on screen?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah? Should we dissect it or should we even change it now that we've thought about it more? Let's change it. We already built it. Let's start messing with this. Let's deconstruct this list. What do you think? Let's take away one of those big unit of knobs. Are you duplicated? Okay. Nice. How about this, chat? Help us deconstruct this list. This is a list that we created, as in our channel created, with you included, chat, a little bit, that we had made in one of our very early streams. So let's deconstruct this list, what you would like, what you would change. What would you do? I would say let's take off the 20 knobs for now, just to get some differentness.
Channel Pony says, that list seems awesome.
Hey, maybe you helped build that list, Channel Pony. Maybe that's why you feel that way. But I like that list too, because I like the knobs. Thanks. But that was something we put together on the channel. So it's funny you commented that. What else, David? What else do you want to see on here?
What was the Big Mac for the custom force field for on this list?
He was for the boys.
Oh,
he was for the boys.
Oh, yeah.
I remember you gave him fall back in charge, which was kind of fun because then you made him like a fake Mad Dog Grosnick only to shooting, right?
Yeah, that was the one with the squid hog.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we have a question.
All right, Christian's asking, what's one datasheet ability you'd like to see when the codex comes out? Or detachment ability.
Oh, detachment ability? Ooh, okay. Detachment. I think it's almost obvious we want something for shooting, right? Or the speed wall. One or the other has to get something, right? Because we have so many speed units, and that was a big part of so many other codexes and index that there's people left high and dry right now, like exploding sixes in my buggies. What? Right? Or do I gotta buy, like someone said, I gotta buy 6 boxes of war bikers to play my speed wall, like get exploding punches, or what's happening?
What exactly is the problem with the shooting? If you'd like to explain on that. And another question, would possibly get an additional pip of AP be beneficial? And some mechanic to help you with AP?
So how about I name some units that are just completely unusable with shooting? Almost you can think of the dynamics. Like, let's say boys with shooters, which if you're a new player, you might be like, yeah, I've never seen one of those, right? Boys with shooters were actually used in 8th edition because there was a rule called Daka Daka Daka. Which meant when you hit on 6s, they exploded. So you had sustained what people call sustained 1, but you had it on shooting on 6s. Now, that did possibly get out of hand at some point, but you can limit that because now it can be put on an actual, maybe configured with an actual other type of keyword, maybe like battle line gets sustained hit 1 for shooting, maybe with units or something. But the point is, there's a bunch of units that are completely useless with shooting for a long time that now are still, just like the Rocket Boys, still useless with shooting. And how they gave them a buff before is what was toxic almost to an extent, was when they gave +1 to hit to across the army when someone got a kill. So we have to be careful, right, as to how we're gonna buff orcs. Everybody, as you think, how does it affect everything? Because we have a long line of models. And I'm just naming out ways in case you haven't seen or heard of how we did get buffed shooting before. So how they did it before was sustained hits 1 on 6s for extra ranged weapons, which was when Ludas were crazy. As I see Joel said, Ludas not great. Yeah, Joel Atkins in 8th edition, they were abusive. That's why GW is not scared of them, because they gave them essentially sustained hits 1 at range, re-rolling 1s, and they just shot people off the table. So we do have to be careful when we blow up orcs. So I would say something that would help them, like their DACA weapons, as in when they get closer, as you said with the warbikers, get more AP on those terrible weapons, like on the boys. So I would say small arms fire abilities could all get that. Maybe like big shooters off vehicles get that. As they get closer, they get more AP. Or maybe even a mixture of that, right? Mathematically, exploding 6s is like getting +1 to hit.
Yes.
But it's less reliable. So you could maybe reintroduce that, but without piling it on with re-rolls or being across every unit, stuff like that. So
you gotta be careful these abilities don't compound on the same data sheet. Soil Police suggesting AP as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. So AP.
What about like on wound rolls of 6s, additional AP, or like you were suggesting at half range?
I like it more at half range. That's way reliable to your tactics. If people can't throw out garbage that's gonna stand in front of you at T3 with no, with 1 wound and be like, haha, now you will stand here because he's guardsmen and you can't charge into your lack lines. I like having, hey, I got a couple of small arms fire that if you have a 5-up armor save, I can almost reliably kill you now that I'm close to you with these shots. Considering that I already hit terribly, right? So let me at least get my AP because I got close to you with these big shots. And we don't want orc accuracy getting out of hand. So yeah, I would say that'd be nice, because the fact that they have terrible aim means that a little bit more AP shouldn't get out of hand either. And you could exclude stuff like maybe rockets if you're really that scared,
Right. He's also suggesting maybe a reroll.
Some kind of, you want to see a death skull reroll again, you guys? Reroll because I'm lucky. As like you get to reroll 1 hit roll, 1 wound roll as you're shooting as your detachment ability. Maybe a feel no pain, those kind of abilities like they had for death skulls before. That could be another type if someone wanted. What detachment? How about another detachment? Could be just a whole Grot army. No, I'm just kidding. So you can bring, so you can bring more than 3 units of Grots. I know a lot of people are like, "Hey man, where are my Grots at? I own a bunch."
If this detachment contains
that's just a joke.
WAAAGH, all Grots are T5.
Wartsnagger. Yeah, you get to they get to what? Retain the T5. Yeah, I don't know.
Situation.
No, that'd be weird. That'd be evil. Everybody would hate work suddenly overnight. No.
The T5 Grot army coming to your face.
No, people don't even like that now, dude. People are still debating it in our community. But let's deconstruct this list, guys. What do you think? I heard Channel Pony said already, take the Big Mac with the custom force field off and give him a pain boy. He really does like him. So you do like that Channel Pony pain boy. So I've been throwing him out on a lot of the list, Channel Pony, as you obviously seen because you've been around for a minute now. So I'm glad you gave him a shot, since a lot of people were talking down the boys. Even in my tier list, I gave him just a C. But that's just because we don't know how these games are going yet. But I'm glad. You can tell us whether they were good for scoring. You give us an example of how you really appreciated that 20-man unit, besides the fact that you rolled 6s to kill that guy, right? Because you can't always rely on that. In all, what you felt like they were good for holding an objective, for the fact they have a ton of OC, the fact that they have a better armor save. Is that what it is? Yeah, you can feel free to elaborate on that.
All right, we got
But let's see, you
215
got-
points left on this
So
list.
you got the pain boy. Did you deliver him on foot? How about we can hear him say that? Did you want to deliver that on foot, or did you put him in a battle wagon? We can just say that now since he's already talking.
What
We can
was
drop
this?
one of the war bosses since we dropped the unit of knobs. So drop,
probably this
yeah,
one.
that one. Mhm. We could add a knob on Smash a Squig and then make it one of those units of Squig Hog Boys, a 6-man unit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said, "What?"
Channel Pony says they. That's kind of. Joel Atkins says the Grot Revolution.
The Grot Revolution as an orc detachment. So if you guys didn't know, there's there's a little lore story about Grots that decided they were gonna just revolt against the orc commanders and overlords, you know, as they hated them. And yeah, Grot Revolution. So you can use kill tanks, you could use Killikans, you can use Buoy Loader Gretchen, you can use Schwarzenegger, like David was saying, and then he gives like maybe a battle line, everybody gets his ability or something for his detachment rule. That'd be thematically fluffy or like a narrative, but that's not like, you know, I don't know if they'd do 2,000 points for that. But yeah,
Nobody even owns that many.
I don't know. I mean,
Again, nobody.
nobody owns that many what? Because I own a lot of Grots.
Don't self incriminate yourself.
Don't incriminate myself. Never mind. You're right. Thank you.
I'm giving you that out right now.
All right. I don't own enough Grots to make a Grot Revolution. All right. Let's see. He said, Channel Pony said, they tanked assault terminators for a few turns. So they were outscoring, I assume, on the objective, and they outscored. They just withstood the attack. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like I said, you don't have to necessarily kill everybody you get in a fight with an orc. You can just beat them by existing too long and everything else playing the game. And I think, you know, that's really how you're gonna play a battle wagon, as they have the cheapest delivery, you know, or they're one of the cheaper things you can deliver in the battle wagon. If you don't want the package to be too expensive, but maybe I'll flank them too. I mean, I don't know how you did it yet.
He says they were in a battle wagon.
Oh, there you go.
And he also follows up with, I think one of the orc strengths is that we have a transport that can vomit 20 plus squads on the enemy, where where every other army is limited to 11 to 12 dudes max in their transport.
Yeah. Or 5, like we're the Terminators, right? Yeah, that is a thing that I've been a little hinting at, that I'm like, hey guys, and it fights. You can deliver mortal wounds with the strat. It does fight pretty strong. It delivers. It now has all that random shooting that isn't great, but whatever. At least you have a little bit of small arms. And if you really want it to just be thick, then you can close it up if you want to do some a different size squad. But yeah, that's exactly right. How I feel about it as well. 22 slots. 22, right? When I tell other people that I could do that don't know or aren't familiar with orcs, are like, for real? Let me see that.
Yeah, let me double check your.
So if you're new, know that is uncommon to be able to deliver that many guys in something that isn't a super heavy. So yes, that is a fun and a good point.
Yeah, and that's one of the common problems with running units at that size, is you usually have to foot slog, and you get exposed, and you don't get to deliver with your full potential.
Put that battle wagon on this list right here, binging.
Right,
Let's see that.
Convince me.
Battle Pony said, let's go. All right, guys, deconstruct this list that you see on here as well. Remember, participate. If you hate it, or let's see, make those two, add those 2 units together. That 3-man unit, make it one big unit.
Which one?
The Squig Hog Boys, and then add the Squawk. Knob on Smash a Squig. What else we got?
I think we. How many points is it? Okay, so we're at 50 points left.
That's okay. We can start taking more stuff off the list if we get to, yeah.
All right. Joel Atkins reminding us that Ardcase makes it T12, and I agree, dumping a bunch of dudes with off or a pain boy and boss is great.
Oh, there we go. In case other people aren't aware, even though most people just talk about the kill rig, the hunter rig does do the 22 as well. A beast snaggle boy, just saying. Not that I'm super recommending it, because I think it's a little underwhelming. I'd rather kind of pay for the kill rig instead. But if you still want to vomit it up, and you did follow one of the other videos where I said you can get a kill rig instead, and you're like, wait, but the battle wagon does that. Hunter rig, kill rig, very similar models. You can use that as well. So just want to throw that out there as we're discussing this, so you know it's not the only unit either that does it. 1950.
Or are we just looking at another Gretchen?
Joel said Ard case makes it T12, and I agree. Dumping a bunch of dudes with the pain boy and boss is great. Oh, sorry, I read him again because I appreciated it. No, is that good? Cool, let's see, what do we have here? We have 3 trucks. Do we need 3 trucks though? I mean, what's going on?
Right.
Like that looks like we have too many trucks. Yeah, supposed to be deconstructing this list, so let's not leave too much on.
One for the noms.
One for the noms and one for the what? See, there's not nothing else
for the
Mm-hmm.
So
we have to find more units. Let's say 1 truck for now. So it looks like we're moving away from the truck spam, huh? Ooh. So how many points do we have?
150.
150. I mean, that's a flat death trap, but I don't think 1 death trap's worth having. What else can we look at that we can take off the list maybe to try to work our way up to another thick unit? Could we get something else thick? When I say thick, I'm talking T10 or higher, just so you guys know. Right?
Did you take the war bikers off? Or minimize them?
Oh, okay. Yeah. We don't have a buff for them, right? Yeah, minimize it to 3-man. That's a good point. At least the 3-man.
For now.
Yeah, for now. Because there's already another 3-man unit on there too. So it's not like you have so that's good. Good catch. All right, chat, help us deconstruct this. We're trying to set a list up, and then we'll present these lists a little more towards the end of the chat, and then we'll do a quick maybe summary or vote, and then we'll see what I run tomorrow. And I'll probably take pictures and do a little summary on it as well. See what I'm fighting, right? I'll either be fighting Necrons, World Eaters, or Tyranids. So yeah. Not that tailoring. That's why we don't like to know exactly or anything, or we're not going to discuss exactly what we're going to fight, but no, those are most likely the options. Because those are armies we have access that are fully painted right now too. And more.
Right, we had 225 points left, and you were asking for something tough. So I figured a kill rig at 220.
Oh, we had 225 left? Yeah, put a kill rig in the but we need something to put in it. I would hope. Hopefully. Right. But we have storm boys that can need to be replaced possibly. I don't know if I want to replace them too much, but we already have bikers and battle wagon. I still want storm boys possibly. But yeah, you can for now. I think we have some chats that we could catch up on too. Thanks guys for participating. I appreciate it as well. Shout out.
Channel Pony's asking, have you ever tried the new tank bustas?
Here's a follow-up if you want to hit that too. If you want to put that on too. Here's a follow-up to the same comment.
Despite how sad it is for their unit composition to be limited to what comes in the box, their roll is actually very good. +1 to hit and +1 to wound roll versus vehicles.
Right? But it's just goodness. The fact that, dude, you have 5, you're paying a lot, right, for that little unit. And the fact that only 3 of them are doing the same thing with the same weapon, guys, God, that's such inefficiency. And we had a comment earlier of someone who used a bunch of tank rockets and just fell flat. Oh, soul. I remember just because that was so disheartening. I can't recommend them, but I actually do have 10 of them. Have I run them? No, I haven't, because I really think they're very inefficient and very expensive. I'd just rather go flash kits, to be honest, even with that ability, because most of the time when you're going to be running a shooting orc unit for the most part right now, unless you're coming from outflank, no, even then, I mean, still, but for the most part, if you're running an orc shooting unit, you're probably going to put them in what we call a mobile bunker, right? In a truck or something. And tank busters are already expensive on their own. I'd probably just rather go flash kits. Volume is key when you're an orc in punching and in shooting, because you're very unlikely to hit. So if you're going to try to shoot, try to get volume into you, right?
This is one of those units that definitely is going to benefit from any detachment abilities that come out later.
Yes.
Because they really need it.
Yes.
Some reroll or I guess a reroll.
Can I see this? Or the ourselves for a second?
All right, Joel Atkins, I'd give the Smasher Knob on Head Wappa as it combines the dev wounds and his anti-vehicle on monster.
Yep, exactly. That was another thing we discussed, that we could have added him. So he wants to do it in the Novice Smash Quick. Yeah, exactly. Let's take it off the War Boss and put it on him. Boom, boom. You wanted a different enhancement on the war boss, possibly? You know, maybe follow me, lads.
The war boss can get cyborg.
Or get him cyborg. It makes him a different kind of durability. He's already -1 to wound, being in the unit innately. Stops him from getting precision out of the unit. Yeah, let's run that. Let's try that. We already know that follow me lads and stuff like that's good. We're 10 points over. That's okay. We'll figure this out.
10 points?
That's 15 points.
15.
So we'll find more points. There are more things to adjust here. We need something to go in the kill rig anyways, unless we're not going to go kill rig. Right? Because you're not going to just have just kill rig. I mean, you don't want nobody in it. I kind of want someone in it so we can find more points. We could drop the Storm Boys for a beast boss, or for a beast snagger boy unit.
We're gonna drop more.
No, it's in both of them. But then we don't. Yeah, but then we don't have that. Let's see. What are we at right now, points wise? And we're 15.
115. I mean, you could make it.
More suggestions. Let's see. That's where you could. Let's see. I'm thinking. I do like Mad Doc slightly more than the Pain Boy. I like a little Mad Doc a little more than the Pain Boy. I don't know if are we gonna go Mad Doc here. Because how many points were we over?
We're not over. We're under.
Were we before? When before? When it was only a little bit, right? Like, was it 10? But I still kind of want something in there. Let's think hard. What do you think here, David? Where's your mind? What do you not like in here? So far, I kind of like these models on here. Not too spammy either. Little diversity. These are more common units, though, that we already know are in the meta, that are being used. What are you thinking here, Killa? What are you thinking here, chat? If we can hear you guys, shout out. What units do you want to see? Maybe you don't want to see these guys being used anymore, these same units, right? Remember, there's just a skeleton on the list. Feel free to just deconstruct it. I know you guys already said the speed mech wall. We have that still sitting in the background. We can refer back to, but this is just a different one. Different. We can go to a mech wall. Should we try a different mech wall?
Channel Pony addressing you directly. Eddie, this is an intervention. You are not the same when you talk about Mad Doc Grosnick. Don't you see it hurting others?
Oh, I just he probably
miniature's too ugly to look
at. Oh my god, I knew he was gonna keep going. All right, okay. He is horrific. I understand. All right, and I'm not hurting others. I'm expanding their mind and the creative energy. Right. Make your own Mad Doc Grosnick. All right. Because Channel Pony's right. He's horrific looking, and you can't buy him anymore. But he is horrific.
What's that saying? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, unless the beholder is like half a brain left over from a pain boy working on him, he's gonna think the pain boy is horrific too. So I understand. He's right. He is right. But I will not let it go. I want that. You don't think that fallback in charge would have been interesting against the Terminators? You said you were stuck in combat with them, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, I mean, you don't think that would have been interesting, you know, to an extent? So we could have done that.
He's asking, have you made your own Mad Doc?
No, but I have a pain boy I can convert into him. That isn't fully painted yet. That was ready and waiting to be utilized, because I have one that's fully painted and the one that is ready to be utilized to be painted. He was horrific, and you're right, because I think him and some other resin models are possibly going to get redone. You've seen this guy right here, David, if I can see our camera, that way I can see if I'm lined up correctly here. This guy is the older Snickra, right? Oh, closer. Right, so you can see he looks a little different. This is the older one. He's not in the boarding action. This guy, he is someone that I seen GW updated. So what I'm trying to say is, I didn't know exactly who was going to get updated or not, but since Mad Doc Grosnick has a little different utility, and you can kit bash with any orc, yeah, I might convert one of my pain boys into him, because he's just a dude with a claw. He just looks horrific, like you said. It looks like a pixelated. He looks a pixelated Mad Dog. To be honest, he really does look horrific. Now you're just making me have flashbacks of how he looks when we did the WAAAGH video, and I pulled him up, and yeah, we thought he was horrific. So now you're just having me remember that PTSD from how ugly he was. So, but I love his rules, as you said. So what's going on with this list? I think we have some more things. Mm-hmm.
Channel Pony says, yeah, it's insane. Snickrock got a new model before Mad Dog.
Or Captain Badrock.
Yeah. Then going back to the list.
Or Zagstruck.
Joel Adkins is suggesting we could drop 3 Squig Hog Boys for another 10-man unit of Snaggle Boys.
Oh, so another 10-man unit?
What are the 3? Because we do have the 2 3-man Warbiker units already.
Mm-hmm. What are they? Their thickness incarnate to hold an objective with a different kind of data sheet durability. I think having a small one is there. But he said another...
Snaggle.
So you want 2 10-mans of that and a 20-man unit of boys? That is interesting. What do you think? That's a lot of
what do we have with the boys?
But then we'd have to have another truck or something, right? Or are those guys just walking, right? Because at that point, the kill rig can only hold 10. So that's why we were saying at least 10. So I'm not against you for the recommendation. I'm just saying, what else? Maybe could you maybe elaborate? What are the things that you want to see here? Because that's only a 5-point difference, and I don't see where they're going. Because at least that 3-man unit could follow Mazrog's Scragbag, David, so you know, and then he gives them +1 to hit if they follow him.
Yeah, he's wondering if we can fit 20 Snaggas into the kill rig.
I actually have that right here, and I'm gonna look it up. So kill rig has a firing deck 11. And it only does 11 be Snaggle Boys. So the Hunter rig is the one that does 21. So you guys know.
It's an opportunity to plug them in.
Plug in what? You got the Hunter rig.
So maybe
it is a quite deficient. We can look at his rules. I mean, sorry, almost burped. Okay. And Joel's okay if you were wrong, but here's the thing. We could try. So what? You're thinking a battle wagon with 20 dudes and a Hunter rig with 20 dudes? I mean, I'm just going. We could, we go there. So let's see. Let's just look at it. So let's drop the kill rig for a Hunter rig. Okay, we'll throw it in there, guys. That's what this hobby chat's for. And also tell us what you're hobbying on. If you're in here, I hope you're possibly hobbying on something. And if you're not, I hope you're thinking about hobbying on something. And if you're not, I'm hoping that you're thinking about hobbying on something or something you just bought. Okay.
Is it 2 10-mans or 1 20-man?
He's saying a 20-man. So let's do that.
Some beefy boys.
2 20-mans. Goodness.
We're
so
over
50 points over.
But
so where do we?
He was suggesting dropping the Squig Hog Boys. Should we drop a?
And then we would have 60 points left over. What would we do with 60 points? That's why it's a different kind of weird points. And we already have 2 upgrades, and we have a Trud boy. Okay. But I don't hate this. Let's see what else we can do. Let's see what else can we drop for 50 points. There is a Warbiker like you. Okay. This is interesting. We're in a different predicament. So we have a Hunter rig that's going to be holding 20 dudes. We're going to have a battle wagon that's going to be holding 20 boys, right? So those are 2. We're just doubling down on this. The loads of coming towards you of dudes. And then we have...
We got 50 bodies in transports on this list.
Yeah.
The truck and the knobs.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we are, guys. Here we are. We're just punching. Dude, for some reason, I just want to put Gaz on this list. Am I wrong for wanting to put Gaz on this list? I don't know. I guess he won't make it up the field with all them, but I just feel like that's so... No, because then he needs the mega knobs. That just changes too much. Okay. Maybe later. All right. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm feeling Gaz, but not too much yet. We haven't talked about him yet. That's all. I just want to get a little love. But I'm actually kind of feeling this. It's a little different.
And Joel Atkins is also questioning 3 bikers.
Okay, fine. You know what? Drop 3 bikers. I feel like I keep hearing these bikers need to go. Let's just drop 1 gas. Let's drop 1 gas. Let's drop 1 biker.
And then Pony's asking, do we have points to have a Warboy join the Snaggle Boys in the Hunter rig?
I don't think so, but let me pull it up because I want to talk about the Warboy, and I don't know off the top of his head is exactly what he does, at least not so accurately that I'm not going to say it on stream and possibly look like a liar. So let me pull up the Warboy.
He's got a little gimmicky flame.
You know, I actually don't own a painted pain boss. I don't think I have my pain boss even built, to be honest. Let's look at this war boy. He's only 60 points too. I thought I don't remember his abilities, but I don't know if they're great. Let's look. I'm gonna read it, David. His WAAAGH energy ability is: while this model is leading a unit, add 2 to the attack characteristics of this model's eyes of Mork weapon for every 5 models in that unit, rounding down. But while that unit contains 10 or more models, that weapon has the hazardous ability. So we would have to look at the eyes of Mork, which is what, a ranged weapon, I assume? Yeah. So you would add 2, so it'd be D6 plus 2.
Oh, it's not even a flamer.
It's not a flamer, it's a psychic. So you would be hitting on 5 still? I mean, that's not great. So let's see what he does for buffing, possibly. In your opponent's command phase, in your components, you select 1 enemy unit with an 18 invisible to this psyker. Roll 1d6 on a 1. This psyker's unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. On a 2+ until the start of your opponent's next command phase. Each time a battle shock or leader shock is taken, you subtract 2. So he tries to induce a bad battle shock by giving them -2. So it's not really a reliable buff. So I don't think I would make right now. We don't have the points. I appreciate you saying it, but no, I do think I'm gonna try to not put it. I'm gonna just stay away because I'd rather maybe move up for a pain boss if I could.
Yeah.
Right.
I like the overall shooting profile. It's just the 5-up ballistic skill. Now you're talking about unreliable shooting, but yeah, that -3 P2 damage is very nice.
Yes. So what are we looking at?
So we got 25 points left over.
25 points. I feel like we can deconstruct this list a little more, guys. I feel like we're getting close to maybe something a little interesting. What Joel say right here?
He also something? Is feeling gas.
Feeling gas. All right, and the next list we're gonna pull up gas. We're gonna just start with a gas. All right. So stay tuned. We can do an orc mob. Let's do a mob of boys after this list. All right. Let's get a little more creative here, guys, and then we'll move on to a mob of boys list because I got some chats in here, and I just want to see what else we're working with. There's danger. Watch yourselves. All right. This list is just looking. I feel like I like the funeral pains on this list, David. Right? Look at. Let's go up to the top of it. Ready? Let's count how many feel no pains. War boss, feel no pain. You shouldn't even have a feel no pain. He is a feel no pain too. War boss, feel no pain. Now I'm at Smash Squig. Feel no pain. WAAAGH, super feel no pain. Truck, nah. Hunter rig, I'm pretty sure that's a feel no pain too. Gretchen, obviously not. Battle wagon, no, but he does reduce AP by 1. Yeah. Knobs are not going to get a feel no pain, but they are going to get reduced -1 to wound. Yeah. So it's a different kind of chunk. 20 boys with a feel no pain. Warbaggers, no feel no pain. All those squig hog boys, feel no pains, and all those snaggers. So that's just a bunch of feel no pains without like spamming too much of one data sheet. Okay.
It's a different type of durability.
Okay. This is different. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to just wreck someone's face with the meta, but okay. I mean, someone might have an issue chewing through this, right? Especially if you get a little hot and start rolling feel no pains like nobody's business.
Yeah. What can we cut out though?
What do we? Yeah. What's up, guys? How you guys? Okay, I appreciate it. What if we drop one of those Gretchen units for a?
So that would put us
for a Stormboy unit.
Points?
For a Stormboy unit. Oh, just saying. I don't know. It looks like. I'm just saying if we have it, the points for it. I mean, maybe we want it for the utility. I do like having more Gretchen on the list though, because then you can get more.
CP farming.
More CP farming.
1995.
That's 1995. So we'll hold this here, guys, and we'll move on to a mobbin with Gaz. But look, let's take one more look at this list. Let's point out the strengths, and then let's point out something we might see as a weakness. All right, that way we can kind of take a second to learn. David, we already pointed out. We got feel no pains, and we do got some punch. We got the war boss. He punches pretty good on the wall. We got the Knob and Smash Squig with Edwap skill chopper. He's very good at anti-tank. Even if the unit gets downsized on the way in, he will be good. WAAAGH on his own is thick, and because there's a Hunter rig and a battle wagon, he most likely won't be prioritized unless someone was feeling risky, right? You also have that feel no pain on the war boss, so he doesn't get precisioned out. Hunter rig, so you can, and the battle wagons, you can have 2 delivery bombs of 20 boys. That would be interesting. I mean, I know some people might be like scoffing at it because it's not meta, but guys, don't underestimate the scoring potential of that. To know that you're gonna get 40 to 50 infantrymen because the knobs are still in a truck, the one and only truck that's gonna have almost no attention to it. Goodness. Okay, guys, you might have come up with something good here. 1 unit of storm boys. The pain boy goes with the boys, right, to kind of make them a little more durable since they don't have an innate feel no pain. And then war bikers. That way you have a cheap throwaway to run up the field quickly. And then you have the brick of Squig Hog boys that are just an obviously good unit, and then the Beast Snaggle boys. The only thing that I could see someone wanting to directly criticize is having a Beast Boss, obviously, on the list. But I don't have one fully painted, so I don't mind that he's not even on this list. But I do own one, so if you don't want a fully painted, when we do the reviews, when I take the pics, if that doesn't mind you. But everything on this list, I have it's also painted and is also awesome. So let's try what does this say right here? What is this, David?
IMR Mortis. I did a 6 truck list.
Oh, really? MSU 6 trucks. I will run that, and I will have that on as well as a review. That way more people can see it. I don't think everybody has a bunch of trucks, but that's really cool that you ran that. Maybe drop in what your list looked like in the chat.
What was in those trucks?
Yeah, say what's in the truck. Did you just go a bunch of Beast Snaggle boys? Did you do boys? Did you do knobs? That's pretty awesome. So thanks for sharing that. How'd you do? Feel free to elaborate. This is what the Hobby Hangout's for. We're here to talk about what we do and how it went. Whether it was great or not. We heard about the rocket list that I find is awesome. So, okay, so far we have that speed mech list that we started to look at. I don't think that's refined yet, but it's out there. This list looks like it's possibly feasible. A little elite, obviously, as some people would see. We're creeping on 200 points with a lot of these units and combinations, but because they have different kind of reliability, durability, you might get away with it. So I'm not knocking it, right? Let's try. I like the little feel of a green tide. But what if we go with a ground and pound and green tide or something like that? So let's make a gas list possibly, and we can what units do you guys want to see around gas? We'll put that on there too. So
Shannon Pony says, before we move on, list looks solid.
Okay.
Joel Atkins says sick.
Okay, so we
don't even own 6 trucks.
I don't even own 6 trucks. Yeah, I don't have 6 fully painted, as in like that I would put them on a nice channel. But I own at least 5, if not 6. I think I might have given one away, to be honest. So, yeah. But if you don't own 6, it's okay. I mean, owning some, and they're fun to convert. I think there's some little videos out how to convert them with mech gun bits and truck bits to make more mech guns if you want to like find more utility in the trucks once you buy them and such. So he said he said the green tide is coming. Yes, it is. We're gonna try to make a gas list, maybe green tide, or if you guys want some mega knobs on there, whatever. We're gonna make it. So David, you're gonna duplicate, and you were doing it already. Oh, he's already started.
Morta says can't post it in chat too long for the text.
Okay. We have the Discord. Not that you have to do it. If you want, you can just put like a couple of units, and you don't have to put the amounts or however. Try to summarize it. If you can, either one works. And if not, still thanks for participating. That's really cool. The fact that you have 6 trucks.
Yeah, let us know how they worked out for you. How do they do what you wanted to in the game? Like, what was the situation? Talk about that.
Yeah. David, you can start breaking it up, and then we'll go through it again once you strip that list down a bit more for
Are we going with boys, Naga boys, or both?
Let's ask chat real quick. Chat, are you guys what you want to see? Do you want to see Gaz with kind of more elite units, or do you want to see him with a mob of boys? So normal boys, Snaggle boys. So let's just peep it out. I mean, I'm open to both, because I really want to see what Gaz does, especially if you can kind of keep lethal dev wounds away from him and really get the most out of his durability. So yeah, if you want to see Gaz, maybe if you want to see how he's delivered, I am not going to put him in a truck with Meganons. I understand that's raw how the rules are, but I don't think it was intended. And I'm playing friends, so yeah. I'm excited. We get these options, and then at the end, we're going to see what you guys are doing, what you guys are saying.
Channel Pony says Gaz with a tons and tons of mega knobs.
Okay, that's one option. I think right now I
We do have
own
one unit.
about
so-
10 mega knobs, 12 I own right now.
Okay, so we have 12 on
And
this
I
list.
think I have most of them painted. Or sea of green, so we can see that. At least we need one brick. So let's start at least with one fat brick, and then we'll work because that's quite expensive, and we'll see what else we run. But I like that idea, obviously. But at least one thick unit of Neganoms, because he has to have one at least thick, right?
Mhm.
The reason why is because they get devastating wounds during the WAAAGH. Mega Knobs are awesome like that,
Yes, it is.
but then you do need to, in my opinion, you do need to give them some character assistance because they're so inaccurate in punching. That's the reason why I don't want to spam them out yet, as Gaz really is only going to affect one. But we can run maybe more units of them and add a Big Mac, a War Boss, and Mega Armor and such like that. Joel, I think, said something too.
He wants to know how many boys can we fit in?
Oh,
Ooh.
you need at least 60, in my opinion, if not 80, right? I mean, if you're gonna call it like a boys list, right?
Mhm. That's true.
So, yeah, we're gonna maybe want to put 60 in there. Maybe leave that 20-man unit of Snegas, and then another 20 of boys. Yeah, I like that. That's a good start.
2 of each. Just
Yeah.
To start off.
How many boys do you think is a minimum for a sea of boys, guys? Right. That way, at least we have some utility, because you don't want to be too slow where everybody can get the initiative on you, but you do want to have like redundancy. You could always outflank one of them. So how many are we looking here? You guys feeling here? I'm thinking at the minimum 60. Said Mad Dog Grotnik is ugly. Mad Dog Grotnik is in fact ugly, guys. Yeah. Trying to get some ideas. Rack our brains. Let's see. Writing in more. Review this.
All right, right now we're at 1685.
1685 already.
Yeah, we didn't really
Goodness.
get the transport situated.
Do we want transports? I mean, I didn't hear anybody said they want transports.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Well, we can add them as we go, but right, I didn't hear anybody say transports yet. So you can move them out of Smash Squig for now. Yeah, let's just bare bones it. I'm not saying that won't come back, guys. If you think we want to add them, but right now we're going with that. I would say Gretchen. Yeah, you already have 2. All right, cool. All right, guys. Starting from, let's say, I would say make it a 120-man unit of Beast Naga boys for now. Maybe a 10 later, but yeah.
Plug in some characters into these boy units.
Yeah, we need at least 1 to 2 characters. So let's see a pain boy. I mean, start. Okay, and then let's see what chat says. Possibly, if we have any response yet from chat of what characters they'd like to see.
Boss?
He said how many? Let's plug another 20-man unit of boys, just because he said how many boys can we fit? Yeah, because we're trying to stay kind of a little cheapish. We might have to just go to Beast Nagas to get our points and turn the piano pain, right? What'd you say? For what?
Oh, War Boss? For these boys or points?
Mad Dog Grotnik? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, don't make Channel Pony get back on the show.
Channel Pony's gonna get back and start scolding me again. Do we wanna hey, how about do we want a brick of Gretchen that are scouting ahead and acting as like a distraction? That way our boys can actually get up the field from small arms. Do we want to put a brick of that with Wartsnaga, or is that crazy? Am I crazy for thinking that? But I just thought that chat. Am I crazy for thinking that? Make it a 20-man unit of Grotz and then Wartsnaga. Just to see how it looks. Yeah, Zodrog, a brick of Zodrog. Wartsnaga. I'm thinking that kind of fits the theme, right? A unit of Grotz run forward first, kind of to throw their bodies away, and then the boys kind of make it in. That way they have to deal with that first, or they can just run up and steal an objective right away. Yeah. And I'm going to be running them because I really do, and I have reason to believe that they are intended to be T5 in combat. Yes, and I will argue the point, not disrespectfully, but I will argue the point.
So are we going to need more durability for the boys to help them get across the battlefield? Right now
I
got
would say
one
we need a
pain boy.
KFF. Let's add a KFF. Mac with KFF. Not a Big Mac, just a KF. Just a Mac with KF. Oh, yeah, it's a Big Mac, yeah. Yeah, let's do that one, yeah. Okay.
1605.
Okay. All right, guys, what else? Are we looking at transports here? Are we looking at riders? Bikers?
I think we need a little bit of speed.
What are you guys looking at here? Yeah. What characters do we have? We could have
Mortis
let's
following
see.
up with his what he had on his list.
Okay, sweet.
He had 3 units of Gretchen, 2 units of Knobs with power claws.
Oh, 10 mans? I'm just sorry.
He didn't specify.
Yeah, sorry, I just threw it out there, my bad.
3 Squighog boys, 3 Storm boys, and 2 units of War Bikers.
Sweet. Were they big units of war bikers, small units of war bikers? Were they big units of knobs? If you can say those sizes, but I like that list a lot. Yeah, I mean, I love having 3 Gretchens on my list. You've seen we talked about, maybe you haven't seen yet, but we've been talking about how I think knobs are going to be a long-term really good unit as the power claws or the AP we need. They have the strength we need. They're the multi-damage we need, and yeah, I like so yeah. Oh, sweet.
He's clarifying
like
that 3x means the base size, like 5x3. Also, another cluster above. He read the second half of the list. Oh, okay. I must have missed the first.
All right, cool. Well, looking at it, I think I just seen the trucks, so it was the trucks plus that.
Okay.
Oh, that's why. So that makes sense why the list. So he
Yeah,
made him
yeah,
in
'cause you were
the
asking
he
him
made him
what
in
was on the
the
trucks.
he made him in the smallest, the MSU pretty much.
Okay.
You put them to their min sizes. So the Gretchens were the 11 mans, the knobs were the 5s. The I assume Squigball boys were 3. Storm boys were 5 mans. So that's cool. Yeah, I like that. You went MSU all over the place. You took over the board. You had 6 trucks. That's sweet. Game was good, I assume. I mean, you good scoring potential. Hard to when you have that many models and that much board control, it's hard for your enemies to clearly chop through all that and stop you from scoring or really be able to score because you're all over the place and they're constantly just trying to kill you and move up the field. That's how we really do win our games. Sometimes it's not all about just super being killy. It's about being so hard to kill and lasting so long that they can't even score and win. And then you just end up winning thinking you're a Russian, just World War II, no disrespect to Russians, but just like we're just not losing because we're just willing to stay here forever with more bodies in the grinder. And I am still pinging up the boys right now as we speak, guys. Their base is 100% done. Especially if we run with this big, thick list of boys. I do have that many boys fully painted and based, so that would be kind of funny. So far, I like the idea of both of these lists. The last 2 we did, the speed mech list, I think it lacked a little synergy. You could catch someone off guard with it. It was just a little.
Sorry, Mortis with a suggestion. The WAAAGH banner for the double.
Oh, okay, because we have boys. Yeah, throw it in. There's another. That way we get a couple different diversity of characters. But do you want to see 2 of them in the same unit, or do you want to see them in different units? Right? Because then we can see how that unit is a difference. Does it get isolated? Does the enemy just kind of focus on it, and then the other units don't perform, or do you want to see one character throughout them? So let's say that as well.
All right, that puts us at 105 points left.
Okay, this is a little interesting. So let's.
A lot of characters.
It's a lot of characters. So we might. I would say no more than 5 if I had to say. But what is this, 6?
Yeah, we are at 6.
Well, maybe we can get away with 6 just because we're going so thematic. But
yeah,
6 is the max. No more. We'd have to start eliminating some guys, in my opinion. I would say we should eliminate 1 now.
I feel like you need these characters for the invols with the boys.
and it's
And
fun
the
because
list
you can
did
hide
start
them.
with Gaz as
Okay.
the main.
So we're
hero.
keeping gas. And, head wappa's kill chop bush should not be on
Oh,
there.
yeah.
We can move it somewhere else. We'll see who it's gonna go to, but yeah, not yet.
So that would put us at 125 left.
But let's keep on through this, guys. Maybe remove. I think we have some chat here that's talking about the list as well. I like this. We have 3 different people saying something. Let's see.
All right, Channel Pony speed mech list. I wasn't aware we wanted to be more competitive. I thought we wanted to try to be as much out of the box as possible to try to win with unconventional things.
Oh, for sure. That is the way we do want to play. I was saying I couldn't find the synergy between it though, right? You do want to play unconventional, but the synergy wants to be unconventional. We can still go back to that list if there's more. Maybe there's new. I see there's new minds, and we can start putting in more ideas because you were trying to carry that list, Channel Pony, too. So don't feel bad, but at all, because it was a good idea. I'm thinking though with that list, in thinking about it now, I think it needed a little more meat, right? Because like you said, if it was going to be different, is there going to be a mech or a speed wall? Is it going to favor one? If it is going to be a speed mech wall, are we going to use the fastest mechanized units we have? Like more Death Dreads because they move 9 inches, because killer cans move very slow with just 6 inches. You know what I mean? So we can consider that too. Like we can still go back to that list if there's more minds in here and go back over it. But yeah, I was saying it's not competitive. It's still to win, which is why I was saying I couldn't find like a way to do secondaries with that list. I was giving up a lot of secondaries and I didn't have anything going in it. But we're still going to get together and we're still going to go back on that list. I was just saying, as of right now, the list we did just before this mob-in list was very interesting because you guys came up with 2 different bricks of delivering 2 20-man units. That was nice. See how that had some synergy? The whole list kind of went together with pressure and a different kind of redundancy as well as feel no pains, right? There's a passive synergy to that whole list. Even though we were using what were obvious units, we were using them in different ways, right? So we could still use the mech wall and stuff like that. The speed mech, we just gotta try to isolate. Okay, are we gonna go for more shooting? Are we gonna go just for all punching? Are we gonna go towards everything has to be at least moving 9 inches, right? So we'll revisit that with more people that are in the chat because I think Mortis said something else.
Yeah, and that was our first iteration of the list too, so we could definitely go back and revisit it.
We'll revisit it.
Adkins just likes Morris's suggestion about the WAAAGH banner.
And Mortis said something else right after the wall banner.
Let me just do the chassis. You're going all over the place.
I was.
And then Joel Atkins says, "Yo, but Eddie's saying it's a bit disjointed when you got half the list pulling one way and half pulling the other, but it's got units I like."
Yes.
So he's talking about what we were thinking and trying to incorporate some mission reliant units in the list.
Yep, but we'll go back and revisit it. We got more minds to work here right now, and that was our first start, so we were a little cold, but we could keep going.
And then back to the list. More to saying Beast Boss and War Boss and the Knob least. List or least?
At least. So he's saying I don't think we have knobs on this list, so he is saying the Beast Boss. So we could say Beast Boss on this list, and then we can we already have a lot. Yeah, guys. Yes, I'm down to we can keep moving on this list on this what we're calling the mobbin, ground and pound list. We think either take some of these characters out or swap them for something else. But I don't think we should have more than the 6. So give us more. Mortis, not a bad idea. He's an amazing character. He could be swapped for the War Boss most likely. In my opinion, just right off the top of my head. But I just said that's what we're trying to do. Keep it to the maximum 6 of characters. But I would really like to see 4 if I could. But it kind of goes with our list since we're going mobbing, right?
And Channel Pony's asking, do you guys think about specific secondaries when building lists?
I think about the potential to perform secondaries, right? So not one particular in mind, considering now the way we play is there's the fixed and the random secondaries. If you see someone that has an obvious skewed list and you can do fixed, of course you're gonna do fixed. But for the most part, most people have been doing random. Therefore, having units that can go around and building lists that have secondaries, you can have the diversity to still score with different units like Storm Boys who can do actions but are also still fast to maybe just end up in a corner, right? But some people do build around having a fixed secondary. It's just they have a different scoring potential, right? And so yeah, do I keep it in mind? At the current moment, No, but throughout last edition and such, absolutely, I was keeping specific secondaries in mind. As of now, I think of some secondaries that I know could come up, and I want to have the potential to perform them with one unit that can perform multiple different kinds of secondaries, right? Since some of them are more random now.
And Christian's sharing how he likes to build list. I build them with tactical secondaries in mind, since the extra CP can be clutch, and then I don't have to just rely on Gretchen.
Yeah, that's a great other perspective on it, right? Some people are like, I want to use what I have here and continue to do it. Let's say you're running more of a speed WAAAGH. You know what your list is limited to, right? You can't afford to have the random secondaries. You're gonna have to go, hey, you know what? When I'm making a speed WAAAGH list, I am gonna make a fixed secondary, right? So if you are going towards kind of like a skew list, or not a skew, sorry, a thematic list, or a list that you have particular units in mind that you're just willing, I absolutely want to use, then yes. Going fixed and then considering the secondaries, absolutely. If you're going towards what's the most competitive or just what's the most utilitarian, you know that most likely randoms are going to happen, and that's what a lot of people are using. Doesn't mean you should limit yourself to that. Absolutely not, right? Being an orc is about being creative and open-minded as a whole. How are you going to play 40K? So good point with that.
And he's following up with, I've been liking units with assault guns and pistols because they can do actions after advancing
There you go.
or while in combat. And since vehicles can shoot in combat, they can also do secondaries in combat.
That's a great perspective right there, that a vehicle is going to do a secondary while in combat. Yeah, that's a different one right there. I love it. But assault. If you were just used to the edition, assault got a great buff this edition. Less army units have assault. So if you do find it in your army or in your model collection, be sure to be like, yeah, I'm going to go for assault, because it's the fact that they don't give you the -1 is a big deal nowadays.
Mm-hmm. And Joel says, yo, but then you got Vox distortion, and to discard a secondary, you got to spend 2 CP. Just played that the other day. So that's another reason to have CP?
Yeah, he's just saying there's another reason you might want to have CP. Exactly. So just compounding on that, that's why we're talking ideas. So if you are making that list, if you're going towards a speed WAAAGH, if you're going towards a beast snagger unit, if you're going towards I want a bunch of killing death balls, you know what? I might just have to be fixed. And with that fixed, I'll get the additional CP. That way I can throttle offensively and defensively and be prepared to spend more CP throughout the game. So yeah, it's a great example. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Joel's also suggesting swapping
the
war boss for a beast boss.
Let's do it. Beast boss.
That puts us at 1885. 115 points. Is that a...
What's up?
I guess it'd be the cost of a death copter unit if you want to hit exactly 2K.
No, I don't think it fits the theme. Yeah, it doesn't fit the lean, but it's a good call.
Maybe we could throw a 3-man unit, another 3-man Squig Hog boys.
Mm-hmm. What are we doing here? What are you doing?
So I think we could leave this list for now. And maybe come back to it.
What happened? We're still missing points by a lot.
Yeah, the 3 Squig Hog boys. Just call it.
Do we want Squig Hog boys? Would you want to make that bigger? How many points do we have right now? You're where see at the bottom reading it. Make it a 6-man. Do we have a character? We have the non-month Master Squig. What do we have as a character for them? No, I'm saying, do we have one for the Squig Hog boys? We do not.
Joe Atkins, I think we should focus on the fast mech stuff. Let me jump back to that.
Okay, we can revisit it after that. So you're saying with this one though, this list we didn't even get them to I want to get to at least a rough draft. That way when we revisit, we're coming around 2000. So you're saying like this? Okay, so you're saying Squig Hog boys come forward. MSU, they're faster than the boys. Boys got character support. Squig Hog boys don't. Okay. Scouting ahead with the infiltrate. I'm saying the Squig Hog boys don't. Okay. That's okay though. Not everything can get a character. Yeah, not every character can get it. If anything, this is ridiculous amount anyways. But Squig Hog boys are pretty efficient without character support. So okay. So we're kind of somewhere. We can move on. Let's move back. Let's go back to that first list we hit, like we said with like Joel said. Let's look back at that speed mech because it's different.
Yeah.
So we'll leave this here, but I think we could come up with a
one?
better version of the.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's
so.
the first one.
Thinking with the speed of the Squig Hog boys, we might not need that Gretchen unit. The Zod's truck
On the other list.
on the other list. Just if we're trying to cut down on some characters.
Yeah.
It's the first one that came to
Mhm.
mind for me.
Okay.
Is this the list? Yeah, it is, right? Speed. Yeah, the speed mech list right here.
Yes.
So I'll just go over it again. We got a War Boss on bike, Death Killer War Trike, 2 Rucka Truck Squig Buggies, 2 11-man Gretchen units, 2 units of 3 Killicans, 2 Death Dreads, a Big Mac with a shock attack gun, 2 units of 6 War Bikers, a 3-man unit of War Bikers, a unit of 3 Mech Guns, unit of 5 Storm Boys, and then we have the Big Mac and Mega Armor and 5 Mega Knobs to round out the list at 2,000.
Okay. I don't like the Killicans.
Yeah, I think Channel Pony agrees with
What
you.
happened? Okay.
He says if we want to win in Speed Mech, I think we might need to cut most of the cans and dreads.
Okay. Let's go straight up for cutting the cans at least.
Yeah, I'll start with that.
Dreads, most likely will get cut too, but let's just go Killicans right off the bat. Just the other Killican unit too. Cut that one too. Can you cut the second Killican unit? Thank you. Okay. So we at least have 2 Death Dreads. How many points do we have left?
300.
Okay. It's a little more points to mess with. You know what? There we go. Morkanaut. I'm done. I'm going Gorkanaut. That's it. I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So what we do see here that I like is even the ruck. Think about this, guys. When the Rucker Truck Squig Buggies, you don't have to indirect people with that. Sometimes you might just want to line up the shots and have some little bit more reliable shots and take on enemy infantry. Right? So just keeping that in mind when I'm looking at this list. Get some move blocking around. All those bikers with all that DACA, you might actually get the kill some screens too. So yeah, that's interesting. Let's pop off the Storm Boys real quick just for now.
Okay.
Just for now for more flexing.
Scrapchat.
Because sorry, where we're going on? You said what, Scrapchat?
Yeah, adding a Scrapchat.
We can add one for now. Let's add one right now. Okay.
I think it's multiple activations will be appreciated in this list.
Yeah, you need something that wants to run out there and do the mortal wound strat, since we don't have trucks and other things that are kind of fast enough. So it can act as almost, it's a little expensive as a throwaway, and not that durable. But it can still act this one and run it and hopefully ruin someone's day with mortals.
We got 275 points left.
Okay, so we said we needed more speed, right?
Joel likes the idea of adding more buggies.
Joel said more buggies. Channel Pony said.
And then Channel Pony says, true, and Eddie's point about the stuff going extra toughness while they kept the same strength was quite true.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was referring to the Killer Can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think Channel Pony said he wanted. It was.
And replace more mech guns, more infantry and trucks, or battle waves. Is that for this list? Yeah, because we didn't have mech guns in the list.
In this list, we have 3 mech guns, and we still have the shock attack gun. Okay. I don't want 2 stationary, but I'm going to stay with 1 platform of gun shooting platform, but that's not bad at all. What else did he say? He said like more infantry and trucks. I think a battle wagon does fit the list, and you do need more meat.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the scrapjet might have to go from that just because the meat's in the car expensive. The only thing is battle wagon is its own category of thickness, so it becomes the only thickness on this list because we almost can't afford other thickness, right?
Yeah.
So maybe trucks is better. Maybe. What do you think? 2 trucks? Maybe 1 truck?
2 trucks.
2 trucks with battle line.
Want to put stuff in the trucks.
2 trucks with battle line unit or something like that.
Yeah, I think the 2 trucks. So we can have points to put stuff in there.
Okay. You have these big bricks of bikers. You want stuff you want to be able to hide, possibly. Even though battle wagon is not hiding and it's not trying to hide. This is like challenging your army. Can you take me or not? So that's good too. Okay, guys. And what have we been working on still? Because right now I got a bunch of these bases. painted up. I was doing work right now. We were talking. Doing that work. I don't get distracted. Just kidding. Yeah, I do.
So we have 265 points left.
265.
It's a lot. What are we gonna put in these trucks?
We can ask chat. What do you guys want to see on these trucks? I like knobs. The trucks is
Knobs.
but drubs. But I don't like them if they don't have a war boss to buff them. So I'm kind of on the
War
fence.
bosses. We got a war boss on this list.
He's on bike.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Making us think, guys.
I mean, we're at 3 characters right now. No, 4 characters.
We have
these guys are on foot?
I was gonna say we have these mega knobs right here where these are just standing. Okay, if we did do battle wagon, those guys could go on there.
Yeah.
But what's that point? That's weird.
130.
Okay. No. We could.
Can we do double wagons with kunnin and war boss mega knobs? Mega knobs burns boys. And Channel Pony says, I love knobs, but they are expensive. How about just small squads of boys to save on points?
Can I get a chat shout out to, do you guys want a big mech and mega armor or just with the mega knobs? Or do you want a war boss and mega armor with the mega knobs and maybe an enhancement? I just want to know because, I just want to know. What do you guys think? Because that makes it so mega knobs might actually be able to punch and save lives. I mean, not actually save lives. This guy saves lives. The other guy just makes you take lives. So, and do we want that battle wagon, David? I mean,
what? I think
what's gonna kill it? I mean, and then it gives what does it give? What does it give? It gives the death dreads free reign to run a little bit, maybe. It gives the buggies to stand in the open, possibly. It gives the mech guns, the pulse paddles to stand in the open.
Channel Pony wants the big mech. Joel Atkins is asking for one of each.
And Channel Pony said they love knobs, but how about small unit of boys for the truck? So right now we have one truck on that list. Yeah, you did, but I'm thinking out loud because we have one truck on that list, and we have nothing to go in it yet.
Battle wagon. We have not filled it up yet.
Yeah. So how about we put one battle line boy unit in here to go in there because this could be our scoring potential, right?
Yeah.
And it still fits the list because it's moving and it's mechanized. At least one. This is exactly one Gretchen unit right now. So as of right now, guys, we're at
3.
What happened?
That would put us at 3 units.
Yeah, that'd give us a 3 units of Gretchen if we did this, right, guys? Right? Just saying right off the rip, this gives us this points right here.
What about enhancements?
If we drop the Gretchen and we, I think most people that we know agree that we're going to get enhancements for these characters, as in our war boss and our Death Killer War Trike. Therefore, we should add enhancements. Let's drop the Gretchen and add some enhancements. One I want to say right now is I really have a soft spot for putting a feel no pain in the big mech and mega armor, as I know some people are looking to precision out him, considering that he makes the unit so much more durable. So for 15 points, giving him a feel no pain seems like it's a good investment if you have the points for it. But right now, I'll just put it for now and then see what else stuff we got.
We got 30 points to play with.
So follow me, lads, which is +2 movement is 25, and then Edwap's Kill Choppa is 20. In the chat agree. I think most people agree though that we think where these guys are going to get the proper keywords. Unless GW is like no, right? Ooh. So, but I don't think that's the case. So we have
so between the war boss and the war trike, who would you give that enhancement to? We're making them killy or extra speed?
Exactly right. Do we make them more speed for the bikers, or make it so they can possibly actually kill something?
Because right now, our one reliable unit for damage. be the Big Mac and Meg Armor.
So I want
Mhm.
to pull up both
With
of them and
Magnox?
just give them a peep with my actual eye, just so I can have a direct comparison when I'm looking at them right here. My inclination is to say War Boss on bike, but that's just because I favor him in my heart. That's not because I know off the top of my bat he's the right choice. What I do like about the Death Killer War Trike is his giant base makes it so more of these bikers are for sure getting into combat. Weapon, are we getting
Does it make sense to make them offensive or just buff?
That's what I'm trying to think. Oh,
Look at the
I'm pulling up his data sheet here. So the War Boss on I'm pretty sure the War Boss on Warbike is like
Just a
the
War Boss?
same as a War Boss. He just doesn't punch as hard during the wall, right? He gets Speed Boss and he gets an auto advance 6 for the unit. So it doesn't say that he can't do it during the wall, right? So the Storm Boys, when they do their auto advance 6, it specifically says that they cannot auto advance 6 during the wall, but the War Boss does. That way you can missile them. So I do think giving him
the speed.
Giving either the speed or the punching potential, but I'm saying he's going to actually be able to deliver and move ridiculously fast because it says high octane fuel. Wait, I think the other guy does too, actually, now that I just remembered, because I remember reading both their abilities and they both had octane. They might have the same exact abilities, to be honest. I'm pretty sure now that I read that off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure they have the same exact abilities, guys. It's just that, let me see, does the War Boss get more attacks? I mean,
He's not in
hmm.
He's on other data sheets.
Who is?
The War Trike.
Wow, that's weird.
Well, because of the lack of the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the War Boss on Warbike was on.
It looks like it. They put him in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's definitely just an oversight.
I think it's just an oversight.
So his abilities are Speed Boss and High Octane Fuel. Yeah, they're the same ones.
These guys have almost the same exact data sheet. Let's see, durability 6 with 9 wounds. That's so funny. Okay, so he has less wounds. The War Boss on bike has less wounds. The Death Killer War Trike has 9. The War Boss on bike has 7.
So one thing I noticed is the difference in the melee profiles.
What was the ability? Did you tell me, were they exactly the same?
Yeah, they were the same. Speed Boss and High
Okay, they're
Octane
both the
Fuel.
same. Okay. So the benefit is War Boss, you're going to be able to hide him a little easier because the Death Killer War Trike base is gigantic. I could pull the models if you guys haven't seen what the War Boss looks, but his base is like the same size as a War Biker, you know, by base size, essentially. And the Death Killer War Trike is gigantic, but he will be able to get in there. They both have let me see. They both have an invuln. War Boss has an invuln. I bet you.
What's the points difference between?
They both have a 5-up invuln. They're both the
15
same
points?
time. They have a 5-point difference. Only a 5-point difference. With nothing, they have a 5-point difference. Yeah, so it's really, you get more wounds for the Death Killer War Trike for 5 points, and you get a much more diverse shooting profile and a bigger base. So you're harder to hide. You can get more guys into the combat when you fight. You get a different shooting profile, and you get more wounds.
With the War Trike?
Yeah. So you get the more diverse. You get 2 more wounds with the more diverse shooting profile. As in, you get a flamer. You get a possible melt shot, pretty much. That's very unlikely to hit, but you get one. So yeah, I guess for 5 points, you get a much bigger base. It's going to be harder to hide with this big unit of bikers you have, but you're going to be more likely to get them all into combat, and you're going to get slightly more wounds.
I'm leaning towards the Hadawapa Kill Choppa because looking at his profile, he hits on 3s in melee, and he's going to benefit from that add 1 to hit roll for the Speed Boss. And, you know, one thing we were saying, we were kind of lacking that punch besides having the Mega Knob unit on this list.
Yeah, so you're saying someone needs to have it regardless.
Yeah, because
even though he's not optimal, we understand he's not great. We're just saying someone in this list needs to have it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it'd benefit a little bit more than just because you're already fast with the bikers and the auto advance 6. thing, just investing in that, maybe that extra punch ability.
Yeah, and you're most likely going to auto advance with this guy during the WAAAGH. So yeah, let's just say leave that on there. I'm
He'll
good
be
with
hitting
that.
on twos with that.
So what's his
profile.
points right now? What we got left in points overall on this list?
We are at
We
1990.
got 10 points left over. Mm-hmm. So let's give it a review real quick with the chat here. David, if you read it.
We got the War Boss on bike, the Death Killer War Trike. Assuming he's gonna get the leader keyword, we're giving him the Head Wappas Kill Chopper. Got 2 Rucka Truck Squig Buggies for that -1 to hit. The 2 units of 11 Gretchen, a Battle Wagon, a truck. Did we put something on that truck? Yeah, 10 boys. 2 Death Dreads, Big Mech with shock attack gun, 2 units of 6 War Bikers, 1 unit of 3 War Bikers, 3 mech guns, the 10 boys that go in the truck, and then we got the Big Mech and Mega Armor with Super Cyborg Body, leading 5 Mega Knobs for 1990.
So I don't hate it. It's actually okay. I don't. I've said, if you see my review videos, that I don't love Death Dreads. Yeah, I feel like I need to kind of be sold on the Death Dreads here. But if not, this ends up not even looking like a mech list as much. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, where the whole idea is to try working it. But yeah.
And Channel Pony says, I swapped the Death Dreads for the Mega Trek Scrapjet.
So he's saying there's going more speed. He's saying more speed. So 300 points, and then how much is a Scrapjet? Is about 85.
85, yeah.
So yeah, you can get 3. Almost 3 out of there. All right, let's see. Let's look at it. Let's get some more track Scrapjets.
Get out of here.
Fantastic. Okay, I like that, changing it up. Yeah, Death Dread, I don't hate them. It's just they're a bit expensive for what they are, to be honest.
Joel Atkins, seconds that opinion. Drop Dreads.
Okay. Chat agrees. Chat agrees. We are dropping the Death Dreads for speed. Okay. Mega Trap Scrapjets are 90 points. Hey, did we want to add a custom booster blaster here because it gives -1 to hit? Did we want to add a custom booster blast here? Anybody? Just saying.
What do the Squig Buggies do? Where did we add?
They're the indirect ones.
Oh, okay.
That can also have anti-infantry 4+. They ignore cover, have -1 AP. They have a good volume. I'd like to keep them for the shooting potential and then anti-infantry, since we don't have as much punching boys and we're going kind of thick here.
But as far as that other buggy, I don't think we have enough points for
No, let's see what happens if we can plug it. See how this ends up looking. The custom booster blaster, you're saying? Yeah, because I was saying custom booster blaster, guys, as he might have more survivability for the battle wagon. And somebody might just be like, God, I gotta go shoot that stupid thing. So maybe some people started to shoot him instead.
So 15 points.
So we're 15 points over. Let's look at this list. Oh, the Death Dread. We were gonna drop the second Death Dread because people said drop both of them. Yeah. So we can add that other
135.
So we can add another Scrapjet, I was saying. So we don't have just one of it, or
yeah.
What do you think on there?
Yeah, another Scrapjet.
I like how this just kind of turned into a speed wall. Did you guys realize that? I just didn't want to say anything until it was too late. This is pretty much a speed wall now, guys. I'm just saying. Did you realize everything that the mech wall just got erased off of this? I just wanted to I really wanted to bring that up.
People love the speed wall.
People love the speed wall.
All right. Defcopters? Joel's asking.
I'm gonna stay away from those. No offense. I hate them. But I like more buggies, and I like all the speed. I feel like we have good speed here, and we have enough for Grots.
Enough for Grots?
Yes.
Yeah,
this turned into we might as well, because we're so low on infantry. This turned into a speed walk, guys. So we can just yeah, right now all we got is the mech guns. I mean, we get the mech guns. Yeah, thanks for and mech knobs. So I mean, yeah, we got a little bit. You're right. We got a little bit in here, but it's mostly a speed wall. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Yeah. You know what though? I want to make a mech list while we're here, just because I want to have fun. Right? So let's do another one at this with the mech list with a stampa. Are we evil for it? No, stampa sucks, right? Am I tripping for putting a stampa? We didn't really finish this list. Oh wait, this is the one we did do. I like this one. This is the out of the box one. At the end of this, guys, before you guys all log off, let's give a little head count here and which one we like, and we'll do that. Okay, thank you. So David's gonna name these so we can reference these later. How long are we into this right now? How many hangout? I got a bunch of base guys, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna add more bases to these dudes. So that way I can finish off because that was my goal for today. My goal was to get paint on a lot of these guys on their bases, and then to also put some of the actual some of the hobby basing material like this onto some of my other units that I just recently got painted. So yeah, David's gonna rename all these lists that way it's easier to reference them as we go through. So let's see, we had the speed mech list that we literally just turned into a speed wall list. And then we did the green tide gas list that we kind of put together here, right? So we're just putting all these different lists together. And then we're going to revisit them, maybe tweak them one more time, and then we're going to put them to a vote. And then that list I'm using tomorrow versus an unknown enemy. And I'll take pictures and we'll do a review summary on it maybe on Wednesday as we do our regular hobby stream. I might come back on here, hobby, let you guys know how that goes, or we just put a video straight up on that. So most likely we'll put it into a video though. That way it has more rewatchability. But I can still answer some questions in this hobby on Wednesday. But the goal is tomorrow, have a really fun game, maybe 2.
All right, and we got a chat from Noah Westergaard.
It's a cool
wow, first time here.
Oh, welcome to the great. Whoa. Yeah, man, we're here for all orc content. We're gonna be putting all the stories and lore and everything. This is one of the hobby chats. We're gonna just talk about video. We're talking about hobbies, making lists for. I'm gonna be putting together the whole. We're just talking about as our community, as our great wall. I'm hobbying as we do this. David's hobbying, so we can get some more different content out there. We have a lot of good ideas, guys. And we're just filtering the ability to get these all out while still being relevant and around you guys and active overall with our community. Give us a little time, but once we get this rolling, it's going to be downhill momentum just like any great wall, right? Just going to keep rolling. So thank you for joining us, Noah, and ask any questions, give any feedback while we discuss these lists. Talk about models maybe you own or that you want to see added, because like I said, these are lists that I'll be willing to run. Like some list that we came up with today where we had two of the two 20-man bricks that were disembarking from transports, but 2 different transports with 2 different utility. I really enjoyed that list that we came together with today. I wouldn't be surprised if that won the votes today, but if it doesn't, I might still run it a different type.
And he says, I just got into Orks with the combat patrol and the old Christmas box with the jet.
Oh, that's cool. You got one of those, man. And like sometimes those Christmas boxes are so freaking good, but they're hard to get. I don't remember exactly what was in that, to be honest. Right? But we might want to pull that up. But I like that you said that, because that's how I started my tier as one of those Christmas boxes. And the combat patrol, I really like the combat patrol. So congratulations on that. Def Riz are cool. Def Coptas are great to have in your army. So yeah, no, I hope you get some also fun ideas. What other? You think you got some more models too, David?
Yeah, he says, and a box of killicans with the beast wagon truck.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome, because in the video we just did prior to this chat, we talked about how I believe what we would call the kill rig, right? The way you just said, the beast wagon truck, is a diverse model, because you can have it 2 different varieties with very minimum changes. You get another leader character. That way, if you choose not to even use him, you can choose to use the wereboy if you choose to. And it's a multi-purpose model. You're getting your money's worth as well, because it's a good amount of points. So I really like that. I really, really like that. Good job for choosing that. I think those are good collections. All right, and then he said also killicans. Killicans have great bits. So I took my my killican bits and I use it to make my war boss. Oh, I actually have my war boss right here. He's in the Discord too if you want to see better pictures. If you don't have Discord, that's fine. This is the war boss I made, and I used killican bits to make this guy. And he's freaking awesome in my opinion, and just a little thicker than the actual war boss in Mega Armor. And he's in your own creative ability. He's a mixture of Mega Knob bits and Kilocan bits, which is why he's fun. So yeah, great job on getting the Killicans, and they're super fun. The lore is fun on those models. When you play casual games, they're really fun. And there's been several times throughout the editions where Killicans are sleeper units where they're really good too. So even if right now you hear they're not great, don't let that discourage you from building them up, because at any point they can get a points drop and then be really good. Oh, this is the one he's talking about. Let's zoom in on the Yush. Kildaka Warband.
The Kildaka Warband.
Sweet.
It comes with 1 Big Mech with shock attack gun, 1 Death Killer Wartrike,
Okay. Nice.
1 Daka Jet,
Plain.
5 Knobs with 1 Grot,
I like the Nom.
10 Gretchen with 1 Run Hurt.
Okay.
And 20 boys.
Yeah. What I like about this is it's spreading it out. Like when we were talking about creating like a diverse, what I call the Highlander one in the last video we just did, that's kind of having that. It gives you the knobs, it gives you 1 fast character, it gives you the range character for shooting, it gives you Gretchen, so you have some chaff. Yeah, and then the Donka Jet is just diverse, and it gives you do that. So if you ever just bought the plane by itself, it is a super heavy box, and it's like relevant to being a box about toys, right? But it's a very heavy box with so many bits and assembly ways. So that's awesome. A really great box, and that's typically expensive. So I like that a lot. Great job for getting that. So he got that box. He got the patrol box. So this dude is looking at 40 boys. So you can look at that list we just did and be like, oh, and you know what? Yeah, because he said he has a beast wagon. Yeah, so he might be able to run something similar we said, delivering that, right? So that's pretty cool. He has a beast wagon, so he can deliver 20, well, not 20 boys, I guess, because they're boys. But don't be discouraged, because the battle wagon does it, or getting 10 boys for your beast wagon isn't too hard either. But yeah, I like that assembly you got going on there. Knobs.
Should we help him out with the list?
Oh, should we start making a list based off what he has? Yes.
Yeah.
I say the chat while we're here, let's start looking at what one of his lists would look like. You playing 2,000 point lists or 1,000 point lists? What's going on here? We don't want to pressure you either, but would you like to see that, Noah? And we start looking at what would it look like if you made it from that? If you start collecting an army from Dhaka Warband.
Joel's down to help him out.
Fantastic. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I completely forgot about this box.
You know what, man? I'm sure you might have seen or heard that planes aren't great or whatever in the meta right now. Whatever. If you have it, you still run it. I would say just because it looks really good on the table and because you have those models, so don't get discouraged. At any point, like I just said, stuff can become relevant again. You never know if we'll get a detachment and that stuff will start going. I own 4 planes, 4 Ork planes, 4. Yes.
Yeah, 4.
Mm-hmm. And 2 of them are Docker jets, and 1 is the WAAAGH Boom Blaster Jet. So he said kill rig, 20 boys, the Death Dread, because it's a control combat patrol box, and Killicans, and that. And he's going up to 2K. So it's sweet. We'll see how many points he has right now with what he owns.
All right, so that's combat patrol with the beast snaggers, right?
No, he said the box kit you just seen.
Yeah, he's got the combat patrol in the box.
And then he has a kill rig, and he has a Kilocan box. So 1 unit of Killicans.
I see Killicans and beast wagon truck.
The beast wagon truck is the kill rig.
Oh, okay.
I think he just didn't know exactly what to call it. Are you running it as a hunter rig or a kill rig? If you don't care, that's fine. You can just let us know if we'll whatever we choose. I think I slightly favor the kill rig, and it's more points, right? So as I write this list, I'll probably call it a kill rig for now. Sweet. So we can see how much points you have already on the table or going right now. Did you build all this stuff already? Are you in the process of building it? Let us know that as well. This is going to be fun. Nice. Right in this spot. We're going to look at what he got and say, let's build this list. And then he can tell us how his collection starts looking as time goes by. Yeah, I like the double 20-man unit of boys. I like running hordes of boys with gas, but maybe running a bunch of mega knives might be a little better. But then I feel like you would need the character support, and your army would start getting very elite very fast.
It says, yeah, 2K army, kill rig. I put a photo of what I got in my trade for the orcs. I'm assuming on the Discord.
Okay, is that on the Discord? I'm assuming,
100%.
because if it is, I can look at the Discord. I can take a peep at it already.
Still has 98% of the stuff that he has.
And there you go, dude. So like we were talking about in our video before that, yeah, it's a process, man. You're gonna have a lot of stuff. You're gonna have a lot of stuff going on, and the process is you go from getting your combat patrol ready so you can play combat patrol games, so you can enjoy your models, so you don't get swarmed down by constantly just hobbying, and then from there you move on to the 1,000 points. You can start getting a nice getting mission in, start playing the actual 40K game as a whole, and then after that move maybe 1,500 if you choose to, especially because you're building all this stuff. You know, it'll take time. Let's look right here. I'm looking at the War Boss you shared in the Discord, and he's yellow. Are you a Bad Moons fan? Oh, he was gifted to you. Maybe your friend was a Bad Moons fan. The War Boss was a gift for my friend. That's sweet. Okay, so you do have some bits of boys from used. Yeah, I love getting orcs used and knobs and stuff. That's a good way to save some time on building. And getting models kind of cheap. You know, and orc boys last because they're so like dense, the older models, so they're pretty swole. And then, he has a beast. It looks like he has a beast boss. Oh, he has a beast boss that looks like as well.
Oh, yeah.
On Cricket Story, like a Mazrog. So you can add a Mazrog to his list too. That's cool. So you have. Just put Mazrog for now. Yeah, so he has boys. It looks like, are these knobs in that bag maybe that you showed me? That these used models. So maybe we'll think about him 5. Oh, you already have a 5-man knob unit also that we know you have. So that's awesome. Okay, I like you're gonna have boys. I'm already thinking with what you have. I'm thinking of battle wagon because it goes with the fact that you have the kill rig already. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So it seems like you already have enough stuff that you don't have to use the plane. So I might make the list without the plane right now. But if you want the plane, let me know. I'm gonna say since it looks like you have a good amount of models, we'll see how many points you have, and then we'll add the plane last. If you really do want to use the plane, that's good too. I mean, we'll plug it in. Just let us know. Since I don't know yet, build yet, and right now I know the plane is a little hard to utilize. The Blast Obama, the most expensive plane with the big weaponry, that one's probably the most playable one. But even then, you know, they're not exactly in the best position at the moment. Doesn't mean you shouldn't build it. Just saying at the moment, due to your priorities, because you have to build a lot. What's going on here?
Rounding out the list.
Okay, you're making sure you got everything. Nice. It is a bunch of different little boxes, and I didn't even know about that box off the top of my head. I'd seen it, but I didn't actually know every model on the top of my head. I wish I would have brought something like a mech gun, maybe. That's the only thing. Because it has that big mech in there, and he's just chilling by himself with the huge gun, like, here I am. What's going on here?
So I'm just to recap what I got right here. So the combat patrol is the war boss and mega armor, 20 boys. The Death Dread, 3 Death Coptas.
Yep, that's combat patrol.
Then he said he's got a kill rig on the side.
Yep.
And then out of the other box, a Kiladaka warband. You get 11 Gretchen, another 20 boys, the shock attack gun, the Death Killer war trike, and 5 knobs. And then he also mentioned he has Mazrag or Beast Boss on his Quigosaur.
Yes. So right off the bat, how would a battle wagon look on this list? Because now you have redundancy in transport and or toughness of the transport. So I would say let's plug a battle wagon in here because you have a lot of boys too. You want to give someone a platform for them. And then I'm going to say a 10-man unit of Beast Nagas because you have the kill rig already. it would really, they're the only other thing that can go in there. That way you can utilize that transport ability of it. I really encourage you to use that, even if you don't feel like putting a leader in there. So I'm just gonna not push you all the way there yet, but we'll just put them on there. So how many points are we looking at now?
That's 1730.
Okay, so you know, let's start. Let's see some more
Big
synergies.
Mike with shot
Ming,
attack makes sense?
well, he's on the list, and this is a model he has
Right.
already. So
what can we add to that?
I would say he is the most useful with mech guns, and if you don't feel like going up to 3, you could just get 2. So maybe let's put 2 on there. They're a little pricey though, so I don't, you know, I'm just putting that out there because you have to buy them one at a time, right? So it does get a little pricey as in real actual money, but for points they're pretty cheap. You know.
Noah says, I played a lot of other armies before Orks, but Orks are left field for me, and I'll be learning everything.
Yeah, man, I understand that, right? So when I first started 40K, they were my first army, and then I ended up playing Custodes, which is completely different, obviously. And what I started to learn quickly as I played other armies, Orks really do play very different, and they are kind of left field. Even if you play, because I own Tyranids, I own Guardsmen, and I own Orks. So really, I'm just a masochist, and I just have a bunch of models. But I also own some elite armies like Space Marines and Custodes. I did have Death Guard for a bit, and yeah, you can feel the difference. Like I said, how you win with Orks typically, if we're saying on average throughout the editions, is attrition, controlling your attrition rate, controlling the board, and winning while still being tabled, right? So that's something that's kind of a little different with the other armies. Your other armies, you'll be, I have to use this, he does this, I need a certain points return for this, I need this. With Max, with Orks, you're kind of just trying to mess with their math. You may go, I want some field no pains, I want some toughness, I want to throw some units here and there, I want to da-da-da. With the current index, there's been points that you're just like, I'll shoot you, I'll punch you. There is that as well. But I'm saying generally throughout, let's say, the last 3 editions, at different points in the edition, controlling your rate of attrition was always a viable way to play and win with Orks. Therefore, when you're making your army and your list, think about that as well, that's a very common way to play that you end up playing. Sometimes you really just can't outpunch your enemy. Like right now in the current meta, you're really, there's some armies that really just hit so much significantly harder than you, and we lack anti-tank. You really might just want to think about, how do you score and how do you control your rate of death? That would be one of my greatest advices to someone that's coming off a different style of armies, right? You're going to die. You're going to have to accept that you're going to die. You just have to choose what you want to let die, how much of it you have, and that you have redundancy or other tools that can make up for the fact that that unit dies. Or did it serve its purpose? Did it score? All right, so what else do we have here on this list?
So we're at 1820, and 2 things I noticed is we got this War Boss on Mega Armor.
And No One to Love.
No One to Love. And then we also have these 5 knobs that are
No One to Love.
No One to Love.
Okay. So I don't think we can both give them both.
I think the knobs can stay probably.
I think the knobs can stay by themselves. So that
the War Boss and Mega Armor.
Let's give a Warlock and Mega Armor at least a 3-man unit of Mega Knobs. Then maybe add 1 truck to the list and see how it looks. Oh,
1970. Ooh,
all right, time for enhancements. Probably only can afford 1 though.
That's fine. So let's see, War Boss and Mega Armor, or the Death Killer War Trike's kind of by himself too.
So can we see chat? Let's see what he says. Maybe there's other units we're missing that he has that we can round this off a little more. If you have Noah, if you have other units, but so far this is what we have for you.
And
Can you
Joel saying Orks are my first army, and I have several now, but they are my first love, and I always have fun with them.
Yep, that's exactly how I feel about my Orks. I own several armies, love it. Yeah, the Orks are my favorite, even though I do really like my other armies. If you have other armies, obviously I'm not dissing you. But Orks should have their own thing, man. And like I said, they've been existing in the universe and the lore. You know, guys, not that I'm trying to be sad with my chat, but guys, what's going on with the Ork lore? I haven't seen anybody discuss the Ork lore, reference books, ask about books. What's going on? You guys don't listen to lore? Huh? You guys don't like the lore? I just want to know. If people aren't into it, it's okay. Or maybe they want to talk about that at a different time, or maybe I'm just too hyped about a couple books I got into, right? Let me know what you guys think about lore as a whole. There's a lot of new people in our channel because it seems like they're looking for all the new information about orcs as a whole as they're getting into the army. So yeah, maybe just recommendations on lore as we discuss in these hobby chats. That way people can kind of get a taste of what their army looks like in the universe.
Noah saying, well, I'm going to swap meet with someone getting out of orcs, so let me know what to get. Ooh,
oh, let you
perfect.
know what to get. Well, yeah, but you see right there, this is what we have right here. If you want to see other things with the video we just put up, you can see other models that we suggest as well. But this is what we have for this list that's going with you to what you already own, right? I'm not trying to replace already what you own, because you don't want to get bogged down by the hobbying time, right? Because like you said, if 98% of it's already there, hobby needs to be hobbied on. That's a lot. Even if you do the swap meet and the guy has stuff that's already built, the other stuff isn't, right? So yeah, we of course, like we said in other videos, don't get overwhelmed by the amount of orcs. It's good to do them in good batches. But if you have the money and you are at a location like a swap meet that you can get stuff, that still is a good time. But I would say look for a battle wagon, look for mega knobs, look for trucks, look for stuff that people most likely had redundant from older editions. But like you said, he's getting out of them, so he might actually have a bunch of trucks, have a battle wagon, have mech guns. He might have what's some other things that people have been using throughout the editions.
Variation with this list, if you want to give some synergy with the Death Killer War Trike.
Oh yeah, because right now
they're common.
Yeah, you mentioned with what you own, like David said, what you already own. Look at the couple leader units you own by having a War Boss and Mega Armor, a Death Killer Word Trike, a Big Mac with Shock Attack Gun, and look at the kind of units that they want to buff, and those might be one of the units you might want to gravitate towards. Right now, if we're looking at this list, Death Killer Word Trike is just floating in midair with nothing to do. He has no one to love. He has no one to latch onto. If we were going to refine this list, we would probably drop him and add probably a War Boss on foot with Adwappa Skill Choppa or something like that to buff those 5-man units and knobs, or War Boss and Mega Arm or something like that, right? Okay, but yeah, you want perfect. He said I like the bikes. Okay, then yeah, you would put bikes for the Death Killer War Trike, exactly, because it's fun to do that.
Joel says I only listen to Krork or lore. LO, I kid.
Okay, then you must be limited to one Baltimore video, because I think it's like the best and only Korg video I've ever seen that was like worth re-listening to.
Channel Pony, I have not read the non-codices books. I, however, know most of the orc lore, including second edition.
Well, you know what I'll say to this, my Channel Pony, is that is awesome for you to knowing all of that. But if you are willing to listen to some of the new orc lore, right? And what I mean by new is the lore is being told from the orc perspective, with orc personality, with orc mentality, and orc character. So they're really fun books. If you want to hear a couple books like that, like I know if you've been in for a while, everything is kind of like these are orcs. Orcs are a force of nature. They are a bestial species with the unyearning desire to destroy all. That is all in fact true. Yet, if you listen to the newer books, you understand that they think, right? Orcs are not to the same extent mindless like Tyranids, or single-minded like Tyranids. Orcs can get that way when they're in a frenzy, right? They can get that way, and the basic boy can be just a mindless, I want to crump everything. But the orcs as a faction are actually very mindful and different, and they have their own personalities, especially based off the cultures. So if you ever want to look more into that, there are books that have like what happens with these two clans meet, what happens when these two different kind of walls come together, stuff like that. And you can hear some of the orc perspective when it comes to stuff like Gaz and Makari and stuff like that, instead of what the Imperium thinks, right? Because whenever you look at these older books or stuff like that, they tend to give you the Marines or the Imperium's perspective of the Xenos. That's more common in more of the lore, the older lore. So yeah, in the newer one, it's a lot of this is what the orcs look like and do. So that'd be sick. And he said,
which is your favorite orc book?
Ooh. Okay. I've been thinking this for a bit. So I like the Gaz book. I'm gonna just present my maybe 3, and then we're gonna break them down. But I like the Gaz book because it was really fun, unique perspective that you haven't heard in other lore. on we'll say the truth about Makari, right? I'm not gonna get into it, but the truth about Makari is spoken about in the Gaz book, and then Brutal Cunning is really fun because the whole book is a bit comical as it goes through, and the character is very likable, the orc character. And it talks about Admech. So I know a lot of the time we're always talking about Space Marines. I'm a little tired of a little tired of Space Marines fighting orcs all the time, you know, like a Black Templars, because we've seen it. It's not that I'm tired of it, I guess. It's because we've already seen that story play out. Going to a less staple forefront Imperium army that the orcs are facing is what Brutal Cunning is. And Brutal Cunning has Captain Badrook in the book, and he's talking and he has lines and he participates. So Brutal Cunning is pretty high up there. And last but certainly not least is Catachan Jungle Fighters, I believe the book's called, but it gives awesome orc perspective. And Catachans are fun in their whole. Like if you're an orc fan, you can at least appreciate Catachans getting killed by orcs, which is in that book. So if I had to go between the three now, because I presented these three options, there's also other good books, but if I had to present these three options, I'm going to say Brutal Cunning wins for my favorite of the orc books that I've been listening to. For the fact that it has a great diversity of enemies the orcs have to face. It has out of the box scenarios. And the orc characters are very fun, and it gives you a really unique perspective on the orc side because there's multiple clans in there, and it gives you Captain Badrook as a cameo almost to an extent. So Brutal Cunning is probably my favorite orc book when it's especially from the newer orc lore, right?
Yeah, no, Joel says there are some great orc books out there. Also, the Hammer and Bolter Old Baelai is a fun episode.
Yeah, Hammer and Bolter. I think I hope they do a little bit more. Yeah. With the GW animated series in general, that's going to be really good. Orcs have so much potential with that.
Yeah, overall, 40K has so much potential with the animations, and I'd even like to see a comic book series. Just getting to see like your favorite characters or units in full color in action. I think it just adds another element to the hobby.
For sure.
I'm actually surprised they haven't made comics yet.
I feel like they did. What were they? What were those little series of the books that came out? I'm having the White Dwarfs. I feel like they probably did more back in the day. Like I've seen some cool missions that were unique orc missions from the White Dwarfs, but yeah, that was the thing back in the day.
They need to partner up with one of these comic book companies that they're known for good stories. Like I believe it's Dark Horse, if I'm remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean any of the Marvel creative teams. And Jody Smith says, "Y'all some modern day orcs, bro." No. Thank you. That's exactly what we're going for.
We're trying.
Appreciate.
Eventually, we'll be proper orcs, right? Right now, we're maybe a little undersized.
Oh, he says.
But as our wall keeps going,
how y'all fit in those shirts? Y'all way too swole to fit in those.
That's hilarious. Silly.
I appreciate the love, man.
Dark.
Joel Atkins actually says, I heard they have a Marvel deal. Like Marvel makes 40K comics. I may be wrong.
I think I heard something related to that. I mean, we know about Henry Cavill, right? I think anybody that's in 40K heard that Henry Cavill's doing something. But as for Marvel, that would be pretty nuts, no?
That'd be huge. I mean, Marvel's already a household name, and they got the distribution logistics already down. So, yeah, if we want 40K to grow, that'd be a great partnership to have.
Boom. Everybody wants to be a part of a Marvel movie nowadays. Or Marvel song.
Marvel Multiverse.
Marvel Multiverse.
Throw Warhammer in there.
Dude, they just dropped. That would be a problem for them, right? All those guys drop in there like, oops.
What is Thanos going to do? He can snap his fingers.
Yeah, Thanos getting bodied by what in 40K, man?
Necrons will just laugh at his technology.
Oh, God. Who in a 1v1? Thanos versus who in like a fist fight?
Yeah, fist fight.
I mean, we can't say a Primarch because that's just mean. Yeah. Okay, just saying a Primarch. We would just assume they'd win.
Come to mind because I went on.
I knew you were gonna say Space.
Well, because I went on the Warhammer site today to look at one of the boxes, and it was shut down for pre-orders on the line. So that's why he was like recently in my head.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, dude. The line's gonna come out. I know a few people we know might end up having a line model, so wouldn't be surprised to see him pop up on our channel. We do have a Gilliman already fully accessed and painted, so yeah. Who would
like
beat the crap out of Thanos in a fist fight? Besides a Primarch, though.
What about like a Bloodthirster?
I mean, I want to say
Greater Demon.
Maybe a Greater Demon in a fist fight? Could he? I guess I have a little more of the feats of a Greater Demon, right? Because if you look at like the feats of the Marvel people, Thanos is pretty tanky for just like a fist fight. Who is someone that's swole as shit? I feel like a Custo, maybe Trajan, but I mean that's almost like a Primarch, but Trajan maybe in a fist fight. Especially if you had a weapon, to be honest. This is kind of funny though. I'm sorry, we're going on a random tangent. We brought that up. Point is, that'd be sick, right? If GW becomes more mainstream like that, everything will accentuate, get huge. The video games are good. I know you guys, maybe people talk about Space Marine 2, that game's coming out. Even if you're not into 40K, people like Space Marine 2, the game. They like the Total War games, even though they're not 440K. So yeah, man, as that thing comes up, and you're looking that up right now, what? Marvel and 40K? They did have comics, yeah. Okay,
well,
they did have.
It's more fan.
Did they? I thought they did one like
fan fiction. I'm looking.
Oh, okay.
Seems to be all fan fiction.
I thought it was that story where they had a female Space Marine or something like that, or were they tripping? Or is it like a black African American Ultramarine? That was a comic that I'm thinking of, but that probably wasn't Marvel. I guess it was just a comic that I'm thinking of.
All right, what is this? Bell Lost Souls. They're fairly reliable.
Fairly. Did we end up? We kind of went off the top of the list thing, but before we go too long, go back to that. What is happening?
I don't know.
Monster Inc. 40K edition. I mean, god damn.
Yeah, it actually looks really dope though.
I like the one-eyed.
Oh, this guy.
Thick warp thing. What is that? He's like a war boss.
Got an orc look, yeah.
God damn.
He looks like a mix of
He's a squig and a war boss mixed in the one. That's weird.
The squig all grew arms.
Oh my god. Blasphemy, dude. Gotta crump that.
Oh, okay. I saw someone.
Okay, here it is. Yes, that's what he was referencing.
Yeah. What do you say? Back in. Yeah, I can pull it up. Oh, man. Chat's added up real quick.
Yeah, we can't stay on a tangent too long because we still have to make that list. Right. We got to get a final vote on it because now there's more people in chat. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for confirming.
Oh, yeah, he says, yeah, with Kalgar came out in 2020, 2021.
Sweet, see? They are coming through. Yeah. Coming through. See, it's already coming, guys. And then with the Space Marine 2 game, that's catching waves even with people that don't know anything about Warhammer. Then Bricky becoming a avid 40K fan was a big deal. Bricky has great coverage and quality, and he brought people into it. I know, gosh, how am I having a brain fire right now? Angry Joe ended up, Angry Joe show. He has 40K sometimes on there. And of course, he's going to be covering anything Henry Cavill related. So that's just more ways that we're just going to have people that plug us from the mainstream, and then it trickles down to the everyday 40K life. And then all of a sudden, they're watching Auspex Tactics every day. All right.
The man that doesn't sleep.
The man that is probably a Necron, So I think I might be a servitor actually just plugged in with all those knights. All right. So we were talking. Did we check up on all the chats though?
Yeah, we caught up.
We caught up. Yeah. Did I miss something? You said we building the wall.
Oh, no, wait, we didn't.
Oh no, we didn't. Here we go.
Mark Bruce says, "Hey guys, got off night shift, so I missed most of the live feed. Got most of my wall painted up for an RTT tomorrow. We'll drop some pics for tomorrow."
There we are, the Bruce. Go. Oh, don't worry about it. We've been mostly doing a hobby stream, and then the video before this was a beginner how to start army. If you review it and leave a good comment, or maybe something in the Discord, so you can give a commentary on that video if you want, that'd be cool too. You've been active in the Discord, but yeah, that'd be sick. Show those. I know you're gonna show those pics. I'll definitely give them a peep, and I would love to hear about how that RTT goes tomorrow, man. Right now, we're actually discussing what list I could run tomorrow. So maybe you can give us a little breakdown of a couple things you're using, a list that you're using, and then maybe we'll get some great ideas. A couple units you're using, sorry, for your list, and maybe we'll get a couple great ideas for our list.
All right, now Chan Pony's got to go, but his vote is for the Speedwa. It might be the weakest list out of all that we worked on tonight, but it has style. Good luck with your game.
All right, we got that. Well, keep that in mind when we do our final count. That Chanaponi already said, "I want speed wall." He has been favoring the speed wall. Not gonna lie.
He was. He pretty much created the list by himself.
He pretty much, well, at least the first one, right? The first one he did.
The one that was supposed to be a mech list.
The one that was supposed to be a mech list and became a speed wall list. That was awesome.
Joel's back on our previous conversation. He says Gaz would crush Thanos. Thanos would try to snap, and Gaz would be like, "I don't believe," and combine with the Ork WAAAGH energy, just destroy the Infinity Gauntlet. I see the crossover.
Yep, there we go. It's true that Gork and Mork with the WAAAGH energy are more powerful than the Infinity Gauntlet. Why do I say this? Because I believe it, therefore it's true. All right.
So what we had two lists going, the speed wall and the
we were gonna say we're gonna try
side?
mech list real quick.
Oh, mech list.
Yeah. Just real quick, if we can even make something relative that doesn't look like we're auto losing with what I own, right? Because we already know some people can run that, like if you're running 3 kill tanks, like our great big mech is. But let's run a mech list, David.
Mech list with no Forge World, or what are we thinking?
Limited Forge World for now. That way, maybe some people who don't have Forge World yet can build up to it or run at least half of it. Stampa? Am I crazy if I run a Stampa with a mech, guys?
We could try. That's a lot of points, though.
That is a stupid amount of points, but no, not yet. He's a little too
Not
much.
yet.
No,
It's too early.
No, it's too early in the list building. Sorry.
200 points. Half your list.
All right. If we're gonna, did you make the mech list?
No.
What is this?
This is us.
Is this a copy of? And then,
just a copy.
did you just make a duplicate? Okay.
Yeah.
I say right off the bat, let's put in either a Gorkanaut or a Morkanaut. Let's put in a battle wagon. Let's put in Killicans and Death Dread, and then mech guns, and then we'll go from there. Right? We just hit the things that are mech related and start looking at it.
So cans or dreads?
Both. Because we're just hitting the mechs, even if we don't love them. We're just hitting them. Oh yeah, so yeah, we're gonna. Sorry, I got silent for a second. I was thinking, man, what else could we run in this thing?
Knobs and trucks for a punch.
Oh yeah, mega knobs in some kind
Mega
of
knobs.
transport like the battle wagon, but also maybe in some trucks. We can take those bikers most likely. I was gonna say the Gretchen bomb maybe if we want an infantry, but yeah, we'll look at that later. Obviously mega knobs need to go in there. Maybe a mech at some point. That way we can have a shooting platform and a healing. Mech workshop maybe, but I mean that's last scenario. That's last pick. Just saying it does have a little bit of viability because it's a 12-inch aura, and some of these things really aren't that fast, so they still might be in an aura after moving. Yeah, let's see what else we got after that. So I'm thinking the 3 mech guns, the shock attack gun, the mech character, a big mech with the KFF. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, not so David can catch up yet. Death Dreads, Killicans.
You see mech guns?
Yeah, 3 mech guns.
All right, so I got a mech, Morkanaut, battle wagon, 3 Killicans, Death Dread, big mech with KFF, 5 mega knobs. I still have the war bikers. I'll remove them.
Yeah, remove them real quick.
Big mech with shock attack gun, 3 mech guns, 2 trucks, but that was already on the list. We could adjust that, and 11 Gretchen.
All right, guys, what do you think right now? What else needs to go? What else needs to stay? What are you guys thinking here? We're getting towards the end here. Let's try to wrap these lists, make them a little better, and then we get a final vote on this. That way I can know what's going on tomorrow and feeling good about myself. See, Dave, what do you got? What do you got here? What's your mind racking?
I want to get the kill rig in here.
You want to get the kill rig? Just so you can get a battle line?
Or the Morkanaut.
Morkanaut is just... Morkanaut is not 305 anymore. It's 350 now.
Oh, yeah. This is old, though.
With the War Boss... with the Mega Knobs, we need Mega Knobs on this list, too?
They're on here. Yeah, 5 mega knobs. We need
What character is supporting them?
the war boss. Boss one better or the Big Mac?
Okay, so the War Boss Mega Armor gives them +1 to hit, so they're more reliable for punching.
Okay.
And the Big Mac and KFF gives them more reliability.
Healing.
I think you might want to go for that durability since the whole theme of the list is durability, no?
So right now we're at 1565.
If we wanted a buggy at some point, the custom boosted blast is the only one I would consider for this list, just so that it can give someone -1 to hit. That way, if we go against a big shooting platform, we can nuke it, nerf it. Sorry, I said nuke it.
Then do we want these trucks?
Not yet, but we might. Let's see, for the battle wagon, we could put more stuff in the battle wagon with the mega knobs, to be honest.
How much room do we got with the 5 mega knobs and
So
Big Mac?
each mega knob counts as 2, and the truck in the battle wagon can hold 22.
Okay. So it's 10,
14.
12. So we got
If it's 12, then it would be so. We can do 12 more. We can add a boys. I know someone said they added knobs. I know there's burner boys. It's different, but I don't know if we add those. Yeah, just keeping that in mind while we're building this list. But the custom booster blast, did we add that to the list? Yeah, you did. Sweet.
Yeah.
Let's see. We need more killer cans and more death dreads. We can't just have one of each. I'm saying we need a lot of those and drop them working out. I'm saying at least 2 units of killer cans and at least 2 units of death dreads, if not 3, because that's the theme of the lifts. What are we looking at now? Pretty expensive. There we go. That made up some points. So for characters, we have a mech, we have a Big Mac and Mega Armor, we have a Big Mac and Shock Attack Gun, and we have 2 units of killer cans, 2 units of death dreads, custom booster blaster. Okay, what else could we use? We need infantry at some point, right? We don't need Gretchen. Gretchen boys. We need bodies. I mean,
bodies.
We have no bodies here, so we need Gretchen. Like, oh, at least we had one. Yes. So right now we could do Gretchen and 1 unit of boys. Or sorry, I was gonna say beast snag of boys. I can actually fill that up. That's exactly the point. Exactly. But if we do boys, we'd get access to enhancements.
Yeah, we need some enhancements.
And death dreads right now, he's saying they're not being updated to the correct points. They should be 150.
One of them is broken.
Yeah. One of these little tabs isn't switching when we switch it. So thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate it. Let's see. One's right there. There we go. One says 350. Oh. Thank you. Yeah, we get more stuff. We would have noticed to eventually and looked all silly. Thank goodness. All right, 150. Sweet. Man, we can't even make big units of death dreads anymore, guys. Right? I owned like 6, and we just, and I can only use 3 now. So,
right, so
okay.
17,
Ooh, yeah, you have more points.
20 points.
Okay, good. So in the battle wagon, okay, so those boys could go in the battle wagon with the mega knobs. Not that we want that. I'm just saying that's a thing. So let's see. What is the mech even assisting on this list?
He originally was there with the Morkanaut, right?
He was there with the Morkanaut. The Morkanaut has just too many points right now, right? Okay, I heard someone said more DACA.
Yeah, do we have enough?
Yeah, we need more DACA. We need more DACA. So what are these DACA units? Oh, I almost said something. I almost said flash gets. Flash gets going on, guys. One going twice. Let's see more. Oh, we could do the buggies, the squig, but just for the squig hog for they do have a good volume amount of shots, guys. They're rugged trucks, and you don't really have to be indirect, but they're a bit expensive. But you could run 2.
You could run 2, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's the theme? Oh, this list. I'm sorry, David.
Yeah.
What's the theme of this list? This list is actually for mech. So we're trying to stay thematic for the mech for this list. We did make a more speed wall related list, the dash of mech. We had a Mobbin boys list with Gaz. So we're gonna reevaluate those lists, touch those up, and then get a final vote. So right now we have someone said flash gets.
Yeah, Joel likes the gets.
But the gets almost have to get in a transport.
Yeah. Truck. I wouldn't want to put them with
You could come in from strategic reserves. Remember that for the
Oh,
flash kits if you want to get a shot off on them. And then
we
they
have both
do
points.
work even if they don't have Captain Badrook. Captain Badrook just makes them way better.
Yeah, so if we add them,
And
I
you could always
believe
use
we'd
the
have
war
points
gear.
for one more unit aggression, or just go with the enhancements.
What's going on with the?
Oh, we want to remove this guy, right? Mech.
We could do if you left the mech, right? If you put the flash kits and the mega knobs in the battle wagon, put the mech in there, right? Then when the battle wagon moves, the mech gives it +1 to hit, and the flash kits and the battle wagon would be hitting on 4s at that point. You understand?
Repeat that one.
So the mech will be transported with the mega knobs and the flash kits in the battle wagon. The mech will get out, give the battle wagon +1 to hit. That way the battle wagon is, with all its guns that it has on it, are getting +1 to hit, and the flash kits guns that are being shot out of it are now getting +1 to hit. So those can be, they could just be getting on, that could be hitting on 4s, and you have the Mordaka, and it's safe within the platform, and it's just a lot. And yeah, it becomes a battle wagon of doom. It is an expensive package, but there's a lot of stuff on this list in general that's a lot of thick. So then you can do 15. You could do 5 up Feel No Pain on the Big Mech and Mega Armor, and that's that.
All right.
So let's reevaluate this list real quick. This would be a mech list, and then after this, we're going to look at the other ones and see what list people like the most, and that will be what I run tomorrow, most likely. I know Pony already said we're going to do, he already votes for the speed walk. So with this mech list, you can see there's some durability here. We didn't have the redundancy of high durability. So I do think the battle wagon being on its own is going to be a somewhat detriment, as it's obvious single target, but it is also very thick. It is very thick. But you are relying on it shooting, considering you put the flash kits in there, right? So, I see the weakness in it, but I still like the list for the funness factor of it. And you could kind of check someone a little bit off guard here, right? You're going to have some shooting potential here between the mech guns, between the flash kits, between a little bit if you get lucky with the custom boost of Lasta. The battle wagon with all its guns can actually shoot moderately respectable for orcs compared to orcs shooting. And then you have the death dreads, and on the death dreads, you could put flamers on them, right? You don't have to stick to 4 arms. I'll probably put 1 with 4 arms and 1 with 2 flamers and 2 arms, most likely. You have the anchoring unit of the mega knobs and the Big Mech and the KFF. That way you can hold an objective. You have 1 Rucker Truck Squig Boy for more more anti-infantry shooting. You could also indirect someone if they have something that's annoying and little. Not that it's super reliable, but if someone has something that's kind of annoying, you could. So this list is it's not super competitive, but you really could play this against some people and catch them a little off guard. And you have more shooting than most people are running right now with Orks.
Yeah.
So let's look. This is one list. The theme of this list is mech, right? Just think little thickness, a little mechanized. And then we have a gas list, and we have a couple other lists.
All right. Pulling up the gas list.
This is the gas list. So between this list, guys, we could swap out maybe those Squig Hog boys if you guys aren't liking those, because that just looks like, we just plugged them all in. But we went.
I like the speed of it. It just kind of.
The Squig Hog boys? Yeah, they help you reach the
It helps
middle.
with the boys if they're foot slogging.
You have the Gretchen already scouting and doing their thing, moving up. And then the Squig Hog boys moving in right after them. And then the boys, one can outflank and the other ones can just run up. It is very slow. It is very foot slogging. And Gaz with his Mega Knob entourage are going to be obvious targets. So that's my real gripe with this list. But can people really dislodge all this is the question, especially once you include the Pain Boys on the Pain Boy Feel No Pain and the Invuln from range for one of those units. 2 of those units are going to be ultra durable, then the Beast Nuggets themselves, especially with the strat, are moderately durable, especially for small arms fire,
Mm-hmm.
So and we have the knob with the wall banner for another late game WAAAGH charge with one of those boy units and as an Invuln. So You can see with this list, we're looking for, it does have a lot of character support for each of these mobs, but that's because these mobs are going to be scoring in the mid board and holding, and then just really holding those units up and not letting people get to your side of the table as you keep scoring your secondaries and stealing their primary, hopefully, right? So that's just another look at this list. And then what are the other ones we have? The speed wall that we
say, what if we took some of these Squig Hog Boys units off and put some of those rocket trucks in for the anti-infantry shooting? That's one thing I see we're kind of missing is shooting.
No shooting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Drop it. Drop what, one of them or two of them? Two of them?
I mean, what do you think? Is one enough?
I don't think one's enough of anything, right?
Well, then that would put us at one Squig Hog Boy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he can still do his thing. Go stand on an objective.
Yeah. Okay. Then we can move on to the next one. So that would kind of help.
Let's see. You could hypothetically, if people wanted to, def Coptas. I'm not a fan of them, but they're about the same point cost.
Yeah.
Do we want something that's more, that's better at shooting? What do you say here?
It says 20 pack of boys and 20 pack of snaggers and a transport, all at female paint.
So he likes the other list of the. Let's see the other list. So we'll move on to the list he's speaking about right now.
What's this one?
No, that's not this one. That's G5 maybe.
Oh, this is it. Is it really this one?
Was it that? That's one. Yep.
The hunter rig.
This is the list that Joel's talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. I think we just put it up right now because we've been going a while. David, between the ones we've heard and what we're saying, we either have, what are we calling this list?
I didn't name it yet.
Scrap pack. Let's call it scrap pack.
Scrap pack.
Yeah. Okay. We'll call this scrap pack. These are just a scrappy pack of boys. We got the speed wall. Let's look at those people over the speed wall. This is a bunch of bikers, battle wagons, record truck squig buggies, more of a big mech. Just a bunch of different buggies. This is a shooting platform of mechs with a big mech or shock attack gun. Okay. This is one that we had a vote from Channel Pony.
Yeah, he voted this one.
And then Gaz with the green tide. So this is the green tide where we just have a front facing Zadrock Wartsnagger unit that's running up there taking the MIG board, followed by maybe some Squig Hog Boys and some Mega Knobs to take the mid board, a little bit of fire support from the Rocket Truck Squig Buggies to either take units that want to sit back and counter charge, or to pick off units that just want to stand in the open and shoot at you. That way you can just, you don't even have to indirect them, you can just look at them. And then all the different character buffs.
So I kind of like this list because it intrigues me. I want to. I'm kind of curious to see how that 22 Gretchen bomb works. How all these boys do on the table.
You are asking them to. You're telling them kill 100 of varied durability boys here. I mean, infantry here. 80 of them are boys. 20 of them are grots. They're going to have the weird durability from Wartsnagger. Yeah.
And you have the WAAAGH banner for that second wall.
Yeah. I always worry about what happens if you can't gain the initiative on people. But remember, Gaz can be kind of that Mega Knob unit can really be just hidden by all the boys so they don't get charged. Right. And then you can really call that wall off. And Makari, gives that 12-inch aura of lethal wounds. So then all these guys are not doing lethal on that turn. So yeah.
Joel Adkins likes the scrap pack list.
Okay, we got another scrap pack. Okay, so I think we got a couple votes for scrap pack. We had 1 vote for speed wall. No votes for the green tide. Besides, well, you, I guess. It's you on that. And then I think nobody picked the mech wall, to be honest. Right?
No one picked.
I don't think anybody picked the mech wall. That's okay. It probably was the worst list. So we are stuck right now. It seems like we are at a 3-way between scrap pack, the speed wall, and green tide. Green tide right now is barely making it into consideration, but it is in consideration because it's unique and it's a lot of stuff.
So these 20 boys are naked on this unit or this list? Right? They don't have character. Oh, Pain Boy.
The Pain Boy.
right. This one's a close second for me.
Okay,
I
so
think
you
the
get
Hunter Rig's unique. Like
the
that's
Hunter
what
Rig
I'm
is
looking at
unique.
is like
What's
things that
different?
I don't know exactly how they perform. I'd like to see.
Yeah, I am feeling a little bit of the Hunter, the scrap pack. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we are. I'm gonna say let's limit it to speed wall or scrap pack.
Okay.
All right, guys, speed wall, scrap pack. Right now we have a couple more votes towards the scrap pack. Could we make this better? Is this ideal?
9 of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the scrap pack.
I'm kind of feeling the scrap pack.
Yeah.
I think the scrap pack is going to end up winning here, guys, which is a different list I wasn't expecting to be running.
Is there maybe some final tuning you want to do?
Who's seen scrap pack on the table? Yeah, I think I've seen people run a battle wagon and a kill rig, but I've never seen anybody run a hunter rig and a battle wagon. For the most part, people aren't running kill rig, aren't running hunter rigs, and I understand. I do think the kill rig is better, but we are going for a theme here of running this forward, and this list has a dumb amount of feel no pains.
Yes.
It has a dumb amount of feel no pains without just being strictly beast snaggle boys. So this might have its own weird durability. It has a lot of OC because the Grots have OC. Oh yeah, there are only Grots on this list. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just 1 10-man units.
11.
Ooh.
Yep, just 1
Don't love that, but it's okay.
1995.
We got the Grots with some OC, but they'll be just getting the CP we'll be needing. We have a 5-man unit of Storm Boys. Right? So that's maybe, I mean, that can do some secondaries for us. We do need that speed. We do need that little bit of spiker unit. And then the rest is just kind of big. Yeah. I see
Do
it.
we need the 3-man Squid Cowboys?
I say, yeah. I say keep it.
I'm just trying to think of ways
What
to
else
possibly get a second unit of Gretchen in here.
Yeah, we might regret not having more Gretchen on this list.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna want that CP.
How would I get it on the list? Drop in more Squig Boys? I mean, that's even more. We're already low on unit counts here.
True.
Right? And you're saying drop it for more Gretchen. How do you guys feel about that? Dropping a Squig Hog Boys unit for more, 2 more Gretchen units is what you're saying?
At least one more. What about the Storm Boy? Oh, that's a deep strike.
And they can lay game, advance, and charge, but they can also just run up to advance on an objective and auto advance 6. So I just want them for their speed and ability to score secondaries. Mazrog, War Boss, Naman Smash Squig.
So how does this work? What are you envisioning? Obviously we've already called out what units are going in what transports. As far as like flanks, like you got the Hunter Rig with the 20 Snaggle Boys, the Battle Wagon with the 20 boys, the Knob Smash a Squig leading the 6-man Squig Hog Boys. You can't fit that all on one side of the table.
No, you're not. You're going to the middle of the table with this list. You're just, here's my thickness, here's my toughness.
Concerned about possibly clogging yourself if you're just going to the middle?
Well, you would go. You have to worry about that depending on what terrain you're on, regardless. With running orcs and the stuff, that's why we try to go for varying speeds. The Squig Hog Boys can take a flank. The small unit of Squig Hog Boys can take a flank with Mazrog. With the Knob and Smash Squig can be with the big unit. All the boy bricks will be in the transports in the middle, and then the Knob will be the strong flank, right, with the Knobs as well. So I think we're okay. And yeah,
Joel's not mad about dropping Storm Boys for Grots or Squig.
Okay, yeah, more Grots. That's what I'm saying, dude. We do. I'm almost feeling like more Grots. Yeah, we the boys. We the boys. Yeah. Heck yeah. All right, we're getting up to the time here, so let's wrap this up. I think we are choosing. No, I'm saying this is for sure the list. And do we want more Grots is the final question. Yeah, that's what we're going to say. 2 more units? I mean, if we do 1, we'll have just weird points left over. That's all I was going to say. right?
Would it make sense? Give this guy a 3rd enhancement.
He
With
could.
those extra points.
The only ones he could get that would make sense is follow me, lads. Because he already has the final pin. Oh, the fallback in charge. You can make him a fallback in charge guy. Because I've been talking that up.
Well, what do we drop though to make that happen?
How many points would that be? Yeah, that would be
The Storm Boys?
That would be Storm Boys are the only ones we could do that for.
Or War Bikers.
Here's the thing, guys. To be honest, I really like and feel the need to have something that can deep strike, because otherwise the enemy doesn't respect you and they leave some garbage in the backfield and then they just forward front with everything.
Yes.
That's why I'm so hesitant to let it go, even though it's an easy plug.
What about the War Bikers?
Yeah, they might end up being the one thing that has to go, because we already I'd rather have the 3-man unit of Squig boys.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's try that.
What did I do?
Wait.
Something happened.
You just went to a different list.
Oh, that's what
Yeah. You can go scrap pack. Okay. Make sure all the point values are correct too in the slots, because make sure that doesn't happen again. Yeah, okay. Everything's correct that I can see. All right, what's our point at now?
Let me give him the.
Well, we can get another Gretchen unit, right? Oh no, we couldn't have. It was 35, wasn't it?
20 points.
We had how many points did we have left over? Sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, sorry. Yeah, not enough for another Gretchen.
I mean, it's either that or
follow me, lads. Or sorry, what was it? The fallback in charge one?
Fallback in charge.
What was it? Let me see how points.
That'd be it. Oh, it leaves us at 20 points.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a deficit.
But I do like that element to this list with all the funeral pains. For imagining we're going to be durable and be able to take it.
The fallback in charge is going to be helpful as shoot. Okay, so what if you drop those storm? Oh no, I was going to say drop the storm boys, but we just said we liked them. Think.
It's hard with 20 points.
I like the list right now. It's what's the last 20 points going with, right?
Joel says, feel that about deep strike just to keep them honest. You know,
Yes.
I didn't realize he has a bike unit left. LOL. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Just got ganked. Goodness. I almost was like, what about commandos and snake rot? But that's expensive package.
We'd have to drop.
Yeah, that's an expensive package. What are you thinking? Any idea?
I really like the.
Gosh,
I like the war boss.
We're at a weird
with
point.
The knobs in the truck. Need that. Knob and smash the squig with the squig hog boys. We need that. We're keeping both 20-man storm boys. I mean, boys units. Beast snaggers and normal boys. What about WAAAGH? I mean, I'm a big fan of him, but is he someone possibly?
No.
So there's a no on pretty much everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just playing 20 points on.
I was gonna say, yeah, right. Or we drop that small unit of squig hog boys.
Yeah. But then we lost them and the war bikers. We don't have that MSU speed unit.
And you would bring more storm boys.
More.
But do we want that? I'd rather have the squig hog boys.
Yeah, so
I'd rather have the squig hog boys. Are we gonna play 20 points down? I mean, you could churn the pain boys into follow me, lads. But I really like. I like the ability to fall back in charge because they're going to be stuck in. Oh, man. I can't believe I'm at this weird dilemma here, guys. I'm actually a little bothered by this. Goodness. How did we end up here in this weird dilemma of the points? Gosh, I'm actually really bothered by this.
It's hard. I want to keep everything. But
right. I want to keep everything, but I don't want to be 20 points under. Gosh, that makes me feel like I missed something.
We got all the points right.
Gosh.
How many? We're at 1980 right now.
So even if we drop the feel no pain from the super cyborg body, we'd have weird points left over. God, I can't believe I'm so stuck like this. I'm actually disappointed.
So we got the knob on Smash the Squig with Head Wappa, Kill Choppa, and Mazrug, kind of filling the same role. I just keep going into that because it's really hard, honestly, to pick what to cut. But
I wanted to keep Mazrug on the list too because he's so awesome, but because there's 2 other very obvious priorities or more, and I feel like he's really just going to get in later in the game, like turn 3, and just be unstoppable for the last 3 turns. That's why I want to pick him.
I guess he's.
But like you're saying, the knob on
he's
Smash.
Worth 115 points.
The knob on Smash the Squig.
Yeah.
Oh man. What about the knob on Smash the Squig, guys? Is this the guy that has to go in our hearts and our minds? Oh no.
Let's experiment with that. Just temporarily.
Oh, it's hurting me. It's hurting me.
All right, so we got 1885, 115 points to play with.
Gosh.
More Storm Boys?
Gosh, 115 points. I don't like this. I mean, I feel like I'm in a terrible predicament. I'm surprised we're in this predicament right now.
Storm Boy and another Gretchen in it?
Yeah.
Right? Is the math right?
Mm-hmm.
That'd work out like that.
And what do we drop for that?
Knob on. Does
mean,
not sound like it was worth.
No.
Trade.
No.
Dogdacious.
Hey, he's back. What's up, Dogdacious? What's up, man?
The triple chin squig.
So here we're trying to make a list that I'm gonna be using tomorrow. We kind of finalized that this is gonna be what we're gonna use, but we were just trying to optimize it a little bit before we finish it off. But yeah, not sure. I like the knob on Smash the Squig for the unit. Gosh.
So are we gonna?
Do we
need the Storm Boys? I don't think we need another unit of Storm Boys.
We have no indirect in this game, right?
Huh?
We have no indirect, right? There we go.
No, we don't.
Exactly. So if you're not going to scare them with the deep strike, then
force them out. Or
if you're not going to, then they're gonna come forward with you. No, I'm saying if we don't have Storm Boys, they're gonna just frontline us, and that's what really bothers me. I meant the
second unit.
Yeah.
Would one rocket truck make sense? I think that puts us at odd point value again.
I think we can leave the knob on Smash the Squig off the list.
Okay.
Oh, I really don't like that, but we might have to leave him off the list. And then Super Cyborg Body could become Head Wappa, Kill Choppa. Oh, that's 2,000 or what?
Yeah, exactly 2,000.
Oh, that worked.
So is that it then?
Oh my gosh! All right, that was
one additional unit of Storm Boys. One additional.
Oh, I didn't even notice
Gretchen.
that. Oh,
That's what I added.
Yeah, I remember that. You said that 30 Gretchen though.
I mean, at least it almost guarantees all your units can come up and put the pressure on.
Yeah, you are screening your backfield. One. You are most likely getting your CP, or you can scout ahead if you really want to. Dogdacious. Yeah, dog. We're just trying to make this list. If you can throw in any advice, maybe what units you want to see on it, whatever you want. This is something we're running tomorrow, trying to be a little out of the box. But so we have the Hunter rig on this list. And the battle wagon, because we're looking to deliver 2 bricks of boys with character support up into the enemy lines. I was thinking, honestly, I'm thinking we need a beast boss.
I was just thinking that too.
Instead of because that 20-man beast nagging unit needs a beast boss.
Storm Boys?
Yeah, I'll say drop the Storm Boys and maybe those Gretchen or see what it looks like.
We'll see. Most likely we'll have to drop them.
Who we got? We're 15 points
Yeah,
over.
And then enhancements.
I was just looking. What other units? God dang.
It's 30 points
Mhm.
for enhancements.
That would be the 20 Adwapa's Kill Choppa and then 15 for the.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, wait, we're still already? What happened?
Oh, we already had it on the war boss.
Let's
Unless
look
we
down.
give him the
Feel no
back
pain.
super,
Mm-hmm.
and then give him head wappa.
Yeah. And it's still 15
15
points under. Oh.
So we're gonna, hey, we got closer, right? We
Take
got
off
20
both
points.
enhancements.
Both enhancements? Take
Mhm.
them off?
Just see what it looks like.
Oh, 3 or?
No, just leave that one.
Oh.
I actually really like
You
that
like
one
that
right
one?
now.
It's 50 points.
See.
So it'd be a Grot unit.
Yeah, you could actually run a Grau unit right there.
Third Grot unit.
Yeah, and you can keep that theme of everything's hidden. Or, sorry, back and blah, blah, blah. All right, guys. What does this kind of look like, even though we're lacking Adwapa's Kill Choppa, which I'm not in love with, but we could swap it out.
Dog Dacia says, I'ma be real kunnin. Ain't my strong suit when my eyes are as red as an orc.
All right, yeah, you can't see that well. It's all good. We're just running units that we think is awesome and fun. Okay. That's awesome. That's funny. Yeah, I'm not. I've
been cross-fading.
I've been crossfading. All right, guys. This is the list that we're running right now for the game tomorrow. I'm probably gonna run. This is what we have. If you want to optimize it with any more criticisms or critiques, we have 5 points left. Obviously, we actually are lacking one enhancement. We could swap out cunning but brutal into Adwapa's Kill Choppa, just so you know. And we might have to do that because the utility is just more useful than these guys falling back. But I feel like, hey man, these guys falling back and charging is in a score. That's why I want to say that. That's why I was been hesitant to let it go, because I think someone throwing something tough into it and being like, well, this isn't going to go anywhere, but this being able to fall back and reinitiate fights is going to be a problem for your enemy throughout the game. That's why I really want to try it out.
Right. Is there any other
Ooh,
what else does allow you to shoot? Not that
you could do
impactful, but that could come into play for actions, right?
How many points was Mad Dog? I think he was less points, to be honest. Also, the Pain Boy does allow you to bring a guy back, or D3 guys back. So you are getting some boys back from the Pain Boy. To feel no pain, that as well. He has his syringe, and he has the ability to bring some guys back. He is stupid soft though, with his wounds.
Cunning but brutal does apply to shooting as well. So because you're eligible to shoot, you're able to perform actions, right? It's based off if you can shoot or not.
Yeah,
just
but
an extra layer to that benefit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
here's the thing.
I agree with you keeping that.
He's only 3 wounds.
Oh.
That's a little bit. That's a little bit my issue here with giving the Pain Boy the only enhancement on the list, is that he's so easy to precision out that I can't reliably give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd rather have Mad Dog Grousnick for that same ability.
What if you give it to the Beast Boss to do the same thing with the Snagger Boys? They're a little more durable with the Feel No Pain.
Yeah. But I feel like Adwapa's Kill Choppa is just so useful.
This is the best one.
Gosh, like you can turn that unit into actually hitting up is what the thing is.
I think
You really
it
need
is
him.
important to make sure that knob unit is dealing with whatever you throw it
in. So take off Cunning but Brutal just for now. I mean, maybe we'll plug it back in somewhere, but right now he needs to go. I tried, guys. I tried. Oh, we can turn him into Mad Dog Grousnick, the Pain Boy.
Oh.
Points is he?
Channel Pony's gone.
And he's 5 points less.
All
right, now that Channel Pony isn't going to yell at me. Channel Pony, if you see this in the future, haha, I put him back on the list. All right. So, no. All right. So, and he's 5 points less, you guys.
All right. Joel is sad about the smash a knob, but understand and like the list. Yeah, we're sad about it too, but it was hard to pick something to cut out.
Yeah, and I really like WAAAGH. I want to keep him on the list.
And he's asking, can someone get the cyborg?
The 5 of Feel No Pain? Let me
Yeah.
see how many points we have right now. Oh, sorry. More.
1995.
I have 5 points left.
Dogdacious is wondering, who are you crumping tomorrow?
So it's either going to be World Eaters, Nids, or Crons. I'm thinking it's most likely Nids, as it's going to be the channel rival for the most part. But we're not trying to tailor into them. It's just, I'm just letting you know those are most likely what we're going to fight. So yeah, we got 5 points, you said?
Yeah, 5 points.
Oh, so we could have left the Pain Boy, and it's literally the correct points. What did you give? Oh, you gave him Head Wappa Skill Chopper. So we did
Yeah.
reach it. I was going to say maybe the Beast Boss gets Head Wappa Skill Chopper better, because the knobs are already going to hit hard.
Okay.
Right? That's at least how I feel about it.
Christian is way too excited about World Eaters. Let's just say his options are Nids and Nids. Or Crons. You want to deal with those warrior blobs?
I don't know. I'm just ignoring him for the most part.
Joel thinks those are all good scraps.
Those are all. What do you think?
I mean, I'd like to see this list against Nids, to be honest. And that'd be a more interesting matchup. I mean, unless you really want to test your durability and get shot before you get into combat.
With what? Because I was finishing with this. With that getting shot by them? No, I don't want to get shot in combat.
That's what I was saying. I mean,
no, I mean, we could. It's obviously happening. But, yeah.
I think going against Nids first would be good. That way, you could see any glaring weaknesses without being punished too hard. Like, for instance, if you went against World Eaters, where they get everything for free.
Mm-hmm. But we'll see. I mean, we'll just see what happens, because we don't want to tailor with the list and keep in mind what we're doing.
Well, I mean, we made this list
so
already.
We did.
So it's not really.
So we're here. So we're happening. And so is this where we're kind of ending up here with this? Is this where we're exact the points now, right? You said? Except for, because we changed Mad Doc from a Pain Boy. Guys, Mad Doc or Pain Boy? Channel Pony's not here. We know what he's going to say. Right?
Right.
Mad Doc or Pain Boy? I mean, exact points are Pain Boy. But, okay, so just letting you know, right? Mad Doc has more wounds, David. And he has an innate fallback in charge. But the Pain Boy brings guys back.
All right,
and he can roll the mortal wound possibly. Yeah, each time he scores a mortal wound, you do 6 mortal wounds with his syringe.
6 mortal wounds? Okay.
Yeah. D6. And he's precision.
Oh, D6.
So he has the ability to randomly stab out on accident an enemy character. So here's the Pain Boy one if you want to direct just so you can peep it off.
Dogdacious is voting for the Pain Boy. Mad Doc is ugly even for an orc.
Oh, goddamn. See? Dude, so he reappeared instead of Channel Pony to yell at me about how ugly he is. Dude, no matter where I go, the orc community will not let me talk down Mad Doc's hideous, repulsive face. Okay, fine. Just put the Pain Boy. These people, these guys are just telling me he's too hideous to play.
I mean, Joel's got your back. Mad Doc's innate fallback is dang good.
Yeah, man. I'm thinking, guys, the reason I'm saying innate fallback built into him is because no one's most likely going to one-shot that OC boy battle line units, but they might try to slow them because they're not really that punchy anymore. And that way you can go, no, you're not going to slow me. If you don't punch me out enough, I'm going to fall forward and jump into your backlines. So strategically, I'm really, really favoring Mad Dog Grotznick just in general across the game. I've been saying that since I seen him in the Pain Boy. I know you bring D3 guys back, but for me to bring one guy back in the game would just be very upsetting. And I don't really rely on the syringe because, you have to go a critical wound for it to go off. So I can't really say that. Plus, he has 3 wounds. I just wanted to say that. He has 3 wounds. He
Who?
the pain boy.
yeah.
Yeah. Mad Dog, I think he has 4.
He has 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Mad Dog has 4. He punches just as good. He has the feel no pain. He doesn't bring guys back, but he has the fall back of charge, and he's 5 points less. Not that it matters on this list, but I really like it.
I think it does. Well, at least the fallback and charge doesn't matter on this list because we were trying so hard to keep that.
Yeah, I think I really got to put Mad Doc on this list. I know I don't have the legit Mad Doc model, guys, but I'm just gonna call my Pain Boy Mad Doc while I try this out, and then if I love him, then I'll kit bash one with my other Pain Boy. Right, so let's put a Mad Doc on this. So let's revisit the list, and then we'll talk it over. And I think that's gonna just be the list because this is what pretty much won the vote, guys.
You want to see the list?
Yeah.
Joel says, "Are orcs supposed to be pretty?" And then Dogdacia says, "Orcs have beauty standards."
Orcs have beauty standards. I mean, orcs do know what is unnatural looking to them, right? If they see an orc that is red, it would piss them off. So
Yeah,
I guess.
I was gonna say, does it just come down to the shade of green you are? Is that their beauty standard?
Right? No, how many teeth you got?
How many teeth you got?
How many scars you
big
have?
you are?
Yeah, how big you are. So yeah, I get what you mean. But Mad Doc is just, I mean, he should be ugly. He is a pain boy. He got pretty much taken apart and put back together either by himself or another boy maybe. But here's a list. So David, if you want to reevaluate our total list, maybe do you want to put the character? Oh, you put the characters next to the unit they're supporting. Or you didn't leave them at the top. You just plugged them. All right. So here you can go over the list.
All right. Real quick. Green is good. Hair squigs rule.
I see you watch the hammer and bolter thing. And he said,
yes, Dogdacious, this is one of the 3 lists that we made tonight and are contemplating which one to run tomorrow.
And this one is so far got the most support of people wanted to see it.
Yeah.
We understand these aren't the most competitive guys. Don't be like, oh, look at you guys aren't running the suboptimal list. How dare you? We understand that. That's the point of why we're trying to run something a little different. And in this list, the idea is you run 2 thick transports with 20-man capacities with durable boys that have feel no pains and the ability to punch up possibly and steal OC from the enemy with the following up of Squig Hog boys and punchy characters. With Gratz kind of holding the back line. We understand it's not super powerful in its own way and whatever, but it is unique and it can be fun. Do we have, you know what I just, oh, okay. I was about to be like, do we not have knobs on this list? But we do.
No, we do. And we're also trying to test out some theories here. Maybe find something that does work that can, carry on to a future list, be an element of a future list.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's just an opportunity to do some research and development.
Yep. And if we can show the list just for the fun of it, so you can see what we came up with. There's our speed wall list, another one, another iteration of a speed wall.
This was the other list in contention. This one has a ruck truck squig buggy, just one of those. 2 units of 11 Gretchen, a battle wagon, a truck, a big mech with a shock attack gun, 2 units of 6 war bikers, a MSU unit of war bikers, 3 mech guns, a 3rd unit of Gretchen, 10 boys, 2 Megatrack scrapjets, a big mech and mega armor with 5 mega knobs, and then to round out the list, a custom boosted blaster.
So the boys can go in the vehicle with the battle wagon, or they just go in the truck, obviously, as they should. And then the mega knobs go in the battle wagon with that list. But it was more of a, we were just putting all these lists together, right? Wartsnaga is goals. Yeah, we actually had them on the gas. David could show you that in a second.
Yeah, we have.
But we have the gas tied, as you call it, Greg. So we put gas and then we try to put units. It got really crazy with character support because we ended up getting sick on boys. This didn't get any love, to be honest, but I don't hate the list. I don't love it either, though. But I mean, I'm also biased to mobs of boys. But yeah, Wartsnag is on this list. You figure throw more stuff forward, boom, boom, more stuff, more OC. By the time you kill me, I've taken over the board. Right? That was kind of the idea.
All right, and Dogdacia says every orc list that gets in a scrap is a good list.
All right, that means as long as we make combat, we're good.
Sounds like you vote for the scrap pack.
Mm-hmm. And then
Joel says, gentlemen, this is the epitome of fun. We will see if it can compete.
We will see if it will compete. The fact that we're bringing a hunter rig instead of a kill rig is going to be fun and different in itself.
Yeah.
But I do like this one. And then I think those were the main 3, right? I don't think we had any more than them.
The
We did a mech list, but nobody liked the mech list. I mean, we could show you, but Nobody loved the mech list that I made.
I think it just has too many shortcomings.
You think so?
Yeah, they need something with like a detachment ability to help them out here. Whether it be like extra healing or extra movement.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Okay.
that sounds like this is the scrap pack.
Scrap
So
pack
what's
is
your
what's
roll?
one right now. So yeah, Beast Boss, Mazrog. So this does have a couple of 4 characters. They didn't go too heavy, but it did go a little bit. I like Mazrog. The Beast Boss is obviously good. He's gonna be in a 20-man unit. It's gonna be funny. 5-man unit of Storm Boys just to run up and take an objective if someone isn't not guarding it, I guess.
And just keep your opponent honest.
Your opponent honest.
Force them to screen.
Or you'll steal that objective. Okay, so I think Scrap Pack got the most votes, even though I see Dogdacious did say that he likes the vehicle. He likes vehicle lists. I don't know if he meant Scrap Pack or if he meant other lists that we were showing. Did he mean Speedwall? I didn't see. Sorry, Dogdacious. I didn't see if you meant the
Maybe he meant the
Speedwall
mech-
or the Scrap Pack. I'm
Probably
not
the
sure what
mech
list you're in.
I'm not sure.
The Mag list, I thought it was okay, but it wasn't great. Yeah, that's exactly what Joel just said. He said I thought it was okay, but not awful. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, this is the Scrap Pack. David, I'm giving this list without having played it yet. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say a 6.
6. Dogdacious like the 18 biker one. So
Maybe
the
a
speed
5.5.
wall.
Maybe a 5.5.
5.5.
I think it's not playing into the orc strength of I have a lot of different units. The only strength it's playing into is the feel no pains and odd durability, but I think a lot of armies have just too much punching potential and will be able to chew through this, as well as they might not have enough punching potential in its list in itself. You're relying on the knobs, the Squig Hog Boys, Mazrog, and kind of the Beast Negas. Right? So I think that's going to be the thing with this list. I think it's not playing into the orc strength of speed, initiative, or multiple small units or multiple mid-sized units that make the enemy not able to distribute the strength. So even though this list is the epitome fun in my heart, and this list is going to be able to beat some armies, I do think as a whole, based off what I just said, I am going to give this a C rating army, as in just on the competitive scale. That means it doesn't mean I won't play it or can't play it. It doesn't mean I can't win. I'm just saying I think it's about a 5.5, but we'll have yet to see, right? I just think that you're not playing into the orc strength directly, but you are doing some of the things that only the orc can do between the feel no pains, right? And the big bricks of dudes that are disembarking and running up the field and possibly stealing OC. So if somehow you can pull off like taking someone's home field objective, maybe with those boys falling back, or just having too much stuff that's running forward between the 50 infantrymen that are running forward of the 40 boys and the 10 knobs, that's where you can maybe mess someone up, hold that up long enough for Mazrog to get up there with the Beast Negas, and that could be good, right? So I'm still giving it about a 5.5, maybe a 6, but I think Mad Doc might catch people off guard a little bit, and knowing that enemies might be like, man, I really have to pop one of these transports or get in the way because these guys are all coming, might be a thing. I do like the 30 Gretchen holding the backfield.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of bodies in those transports
And
to
CP?
essentially block off a whole objective or flank from someone. And depending on who you're facing, they're gonna have to commit a lot into that unit of boys. And then you got some movement shenanigans with the fallback. I think that's where this list, if it has anything, that's what's gonna shine. Maybe going forward,
no shooting.
drop in the hunter rig.
Also, no shooting. Remember, we don't have any shooting here. People, if they can meet us, they're gonna meet us. We're gonna have to run into those screens, and we don't have things to run into screens for us or remove them. That's why I had the bikers before. That's why I liked a little bit of a, smaller units and stuff. But honestly, I don't care. We're gonna run this and just see how it goes, and then we'll have a review on it. So I appreciate this, and yeah. And then Dogdacious had said the 18 The 18 biker. Okay, sorry. Yeah, the 18 biker one. So yeah, he did like this beast
The
one.
speed wall.
The speed wall. That's cool. The speed wall was really close. I think I might run that second or another iteration of that.
Joel says, referring to the scrap pack, I think mission play is key, but I can see the low punchability. So why?
Yeah, exactly. Mission playing is key, and that's kind of how the orcs want to play. That's why I give this a C rating, but that's fine. I still think I like it, and it's a different way to play with still some of the strong units. So that's why I'm looking forward to trying it, and I am going to try this. So that's that.
I think it has some potential.
It does have some potential.
After your game, we could definitely look at this again and tweak it again, because we do have about 7 units that are going to be hovering around that 200 point range.
Yeah, that's why I said that's not a org. That's it goes against a lot of my advice, but that's okay when we're talking about just trying stuff out, right?
Yeah, like if we dropped the hunter rig, and maybe that's the beast boss. But dropping like the hunter rig and adding some buggies, for getting some -1 to hit, some scrap jets, then that could help this list out with the speed. And
I think bikers. I like having bikers in a list like this because I need something that's going to run out there, force the enemy to either shoot at me or to run into them and charge them to try to dislodge them from the objectives or to meet them in the middle of the field. Or the bikers are going to go out and charge the garbage that people try to put in the middle of the table to stop me from moving up the field with my big units. So I think I would feel bikers here. Maybe a brick of storm boys like we talked about earlier, but not 100% sure on that. And then buggies would probably be the next one that I would like you said. The indirect buggies, because I like that they have the volume to actually kill units if they look directly at them. I don't really care to indirect everything. Sometimes I really am going to be just standing right in front of you and shoot you because they have anti-infantry 4+ and good volume. You know what I mean? So I could see that buggy, like you said. We do need a little bit of shooting. And at the very least, maybe a storm boy. A burner boy unit at the very least on there.
Dogdacious says, need a battle report.
Yes, we were getting into battle reports. This is going to be a battle review most likely. So whatever we do with this list tomorrow, I'll probably take pictures, talk it over, and give you an update on how it goes. And then the speed wall will go next. And then battle reports will be following the better we get at doing all this, right?
Yeah, we'll be coming out with battle reports. It's just a matter of time as we hash out the process. And we want to bring a lot of good content for you guys. It just takes time.
Yep.
But we're definitely committed to bringing you that. You want to?
Yep. And then, and Joel said he likes bikes. If he was to improve this list, I think he's saying he likes adding bikes to this list too, to improve the list utility. And I want to go out there and start controlling the board with something that's not going to be sacrificial and start dying on some weird stuff. At the very least, you could do boys and trucks, I would say, if you're not going to do bikers. You know what I mean? I would say that would be the only other slight minor improvement to this list, but we're not going to do it. We're going to run this list as is, guys. This is what I'm going to run tomorrow against whatever my foe may be. Yeah, and we already know some of the orcs' weaknesses, so if it just ends up being an orc weakness problem, who cares? If we know that this isn't the ideal way to play the orcs, and that's okay too, because we're going to play them how we want to play them. And I think running 2 big transported bricks with some character support followed up by some mean bricks of punching units would be fun. I really do. So let's just do it. I would have liked to see a little bit more what I would call skirmish type units, like bikers or smaller units of MSU, squig hog boys or storm boys, stuff that's going to go out there and skirmish with people that want to throw away garbage in front of you. But that's okay. We don't have that. Can't have everything.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. All right, guys. So we're going to settle this hobby hangout for today. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you assisting, dealing with our bad audio quality, and overall just being a part of our WAAAGH. We got a couple of new faces in the chat today. That was great. And to the Discord, feel free to show more hobby progress, more list painting, and continue to grow the great WAAAGH. That way, we can continue to bring you great content and battle reports and hobby hangouts and lore and everything as a whole. So just keep in mind, don't cross a wall because we'd knock your teeth out. Peace out, y'all.
Have a good night.